This is Lewis Kennedy, and you're listening to Talk Shit Radio, craziest radio station in Tampa Bay.
Hello. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Talk Shit Radio. We are here on our Friday, thank goodness.
Friday. It's Friday. I get to sleep in tomorrow, yay.
Enough said, man, enough said. I know you've been looking forward to it all week because it's a hell of a change.
All week, yep. This has been one long week so far.
It's actually gotten extremely easier now for me. Waking up in the morning, but by as you could probably see, by 12 o'clock, I'm falling asleep in my chair. So, yeah, I got to take a little, an old man nap during the day. Which, I'm an old man, so I guess it's just par for the course. You know what? Before we get into anything, Tony, I forgot to mention yesterday was our 1 month anniversary on the air. I completely and utterly forgot about it. You and I had such a good show yesterday that it just slipped my mind and didn't even think about it. So I want to thank the listeners and everybody for 1 month. We got it down, so now let's just do another 30,000 more months like that, and we're good. Well, maybe not exactly like that, but you know what I'm saying. Hopefully they get better as they go. Moving straight into Joan Rivers has passed. I heard the news yesterday once we got off the air, and it's just goes to show again, we did, that whole obituary thing of the people we lost in 2014, and we got another name going to the list, and she was one of the greats.
She was.
Yeah. Anybody that was
she wasn't afraid to go
show,
in any direction with any of her comedy.
Yep.
She
completely and utterly one of the most diverse comedians, actors. She can come out as a bright star in any situation, except this one, unfortunately. But yeah, my condolences go out to the family, and it just it sucks. We lost another good comedian,
another great one.
Yeah. This has been a shitty year for that. It really has. Those of you who are just waking up and joining us, you're listening to Talk Shit Radio on Friday 9/5. And we were just talking about Joan Rivers and how that really sucks, especially, right after Robin Williams, so close, And it's a shock it's actually a big hit to the medical cannabis movement, because she was an advocate. She wasn't a very loud one, but she made it, no secret that, I smoke pot, Yeah. So, yeah, it's a shitty deal. Definitely sucks to lose her. But I guess that's a progression of life, bro. We live, we die.
Yep. Our time comes for everyone. So
Absolutely.
Now.
Yeah, and what was she,
81.
81. I gotta say, I'm 43. To think another 40 years, another 30-something years, that's a long freaking time, man. A long time. 80-something years old. She's seen a lot. TV's changed a bit since she started.
It has. Since she started. Yeah. Since she started, when she had to be, because she just kind of went.
A little girl, right? Wasn't she a young girl? Well, not, a young girl, but she wasn't a woman when she started in show business.
Right. And when she tried to get up on stage and be, bigger like Johnny Carson, he said, you'll never make it.
Yeah,
I remember reading that before.
I just watched a thing on all of that about her.
They'll probably have it all I can't wait. There now, so they'll have a lot of stuff.
Actually, I bet you there's some tributes up already that I can find. I'm going to take a peek real quick while we're on the air and see if I can't find. I bet you there's already some tributes to Joan Rivers. So let's type in, and I'm on YouTube, by the way. Joan. Joan Rivers.
She should come right up, because I'm sure there's...
First one. We got, dead at 81, dead at 81, dead at 81. Let's put in tribute. There we go.
See what pops up.
Bingo. I have got one that's 3 minutes. I've got one that's a minute. I got one that's 6 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So they're all over. Yeah. There's one that's 5 minutes. Yep. Dies in New York. So you know what? While we're on the subject, buddy, I think I'm just going to bring this up.
Okay.
we're going to get it all queued up, and we'll play a little Joan Rivers tribute.
Can we talk?
Joan Rivers could always talk.
Do you know what it's like to go in the morning to take off a facial mask and realize you're not wearing one? Oh, you don't know.
With sometimes outrageous jokes, nothing was ever off limits.
I hate old people. If you are f***ing old, get up and get out of here right now.
Born in 1933, Rivers says even as she was growing up in the New York suburbs, she wanted to be an actress.
I never had a choice. I always say it's like a nun's calling.
But her show business career didn't start until she was 24 years old. The Phi Beta Kappa graduate from Barnard with one failed marriage behind her moved out of her parents' home and tried to get a job as an actress. And while her acting career didn't take off right away, she got her first break writing for the puppet Topo Gigio on The Ed Sullivan Show.
Yeah? Give me a kiss goodnight.
And joined the iconic Second City Comedy Theater in 1961. As her comedy career was taking off, she married producer Edgar Rosenberg in 1964, who would manage her career and become the focus of so many of his wife's jokes. The pair had one daughter together, Melissa. In 1965, Rivers saw her career get a huge boost when she appeared on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson for the first time.
He gave all of us our starts. My life changed. I went on the show the first time. 7 years of struggling, coming out of Second City. And on the air, he said, "You're going to be a star." And the next day, my life was different.
It was the start of a 21-year professional relationship with Carson and the show. She made regular appearances, eventually becoming the show's substitute host in 1983. But Rivers' decision to launch her own show on the brand new Fox network in the fall of 1986 ended her relationship with Carson and The Tonight Show.
He should have been proud. I finally, after my contract was up, done, I took another job. I think because I was a woman, he never thought I would leave. Or maybe he liked me better. But the minute I became competition, it became out to kill me. Out to kill me. And that's what came down forever. Never spoke to me again.
The show was canceled in 1987. Just a few months later, Rivers' husband, Edgar, committed suicide in a Philadelphia hotel room.
I was in the hospital, and some idiot called the house, and they said, "Where's your mother?" Somebody from Philadelphia, and Melissa said, "She's not here." They said, "Well, please tell her your father killed himself." How's that for a phone call?
Rivers regrouped by doing what she always did, putting her life out in the open.
Is there any area you would not
Larry.
No. If I think I want to talk about it, then it's right to talk about it. And I purposely go into areas that people are still very sensitive and smarting about.
Why?
Just like us.
If you laugh at it, you can deal with it. That's how I've lived my whole life. If I swear to you, I'm Jewish, if I were in Auschwitz, I would have been doing jokes just to make it okay for us.
Her career surged again when her withering take on red carpet fashion full of biting remarks and celebrity put-downs exposed her to a whole new group of fans.
I love performing. It's like a drug for me.
And in 2010, she felt she was at the top of her game.
I think I'm working the best I've ever worked now because it's all been done to me. What are they going to do? They're going to fire me? I've been fired. I'm going to... audiences are not going to like me. A lot of audiences haven't liked me. I've been bankrupt. My husband's committed suicide. I mean, it's okay. And I'm still here. So it's okay.
Here's Joan Rivers.
That's wicked. Powerful.
My hot flashes are so bad. I was kicked by a heat-seeking missile. You don't know. If I want to see three people who make tons of money and have no talent, I will not watch you guys. I will watch the Kardashians. It is...
What happened to your eye? What happened?
I scratched it on Al Roker's zipper, and it was just...
And now it's time to bring up the man of the hour, comedy legend Joan Rivers.
As she's chugging alcohol before she gets up on her roast. Throws the glass. You
I
hear
do
it?
an upside down glass because I have not seen cups this empty since I did shots with Dina Lohan. I'm sure some of you out there are wondering if my breasts are real, okay? Let me just explain to you. Thank you. This one is, this one isn't.
Joan Rivers, my God. Icon right there, man.
Yes, she was.
Definitely. Been a bad year, like I said, for losing people like that, and it really sucks, man. It makes you think about your age and getting old, and how I know myself, taken those years for granted.
A lot of them.
Yep.
Yep.
So Marcy is with us. She says, "Good morning, everyone," and she's still in the restaurant industry, but not on Friday. Yeah, I don't blame you. It sucks. It sucks. But moving on, again, my sympathies out to those who were fans of Joan Rivers.
Joan Rivers, yeah.
We have some shit going on, brother, right here locally that I wanted to get right to. We have an Amber Alert. The deputies are looking for Pasco County Sheriff's deputies discover a child with autism missing and 4 bodies nearby while conducting a welfare check on the kid. This is
and where was this?
Bay News 9 headlines.
No, I mean,
Pasco County.
That was in Pasco.
Yeah, I'm bringing up the full story now. You have to bear with me. She's running a little slow today because I got about 60 tabs up top.
Me too. I got the same thing. I'm like, oh, which one? Which tab?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's hard to keep track of them. So, detectives are looking for 4-year-old Ismail Tristan Sistaban, possibly with 28-year-old Adam Matos, Hudson area, Pasco. All right, let me start from the top.
All right, I think they found it.
You think so? Okay.
Yep, he's in. Adam Matos taken into custody.
Oh, okay, good. So there we go.
He's been found safe.
Beautiful.
So yeah, the Amber Alert's over.
All right, so the Amber Alert is over. All right, good deal. And they found the kid. The kid was safe. Now, do we know anything about these bodies that were found in the field?
Well, they found the murder suspect, which was Adam Matos.
Okay.
So they have him in custody now. So
Beautiful.
I guess we'll find out.
Yep, we'll wait for some updates. I'll keep this story alive. This way, we can get some updates from it and see what's going on. Yep, here it is. I just updated it. Suspect in Hudson murders. Taken into custody in downtown Tampa. He killed 4 people. He was taken into custody Friday morning in downtown Tampa. The 4-year-old boy is now safe. So, yeah, there you go, buddy.
All right.
Yeah.
They got him.
Good deal. At least the boy's safe, and now we can bring the bastard to justice for killing those people. Oh, man, I am happy to say, again, that it is Friday.
It is Friday.
Yes.
And yeah, you're right. I was happy to say it was Friday when I woke up.
When you woke up this morning. Thanks.
Friday.
Yeah, thanks, God.
I'm sleeping in tomorrow.
Yeah, that's what I do, man. Same thing. Just leave me alone until about 10:30. I'll be out of the room somewhere around 11. Yeah, especially because I know I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight because I got so much shit on my mind that I got to get done in here.
Right.
So, yeah, and that's why I say I'll just rip this thing apart and I'll have it all done up and running tonight. I'll do a sound check, be like, okay, or tomorrow morning, I should say, sometime. And
if you don't get distracted, it'll
happen. But I won't stop. I'll like if Michelle and I, she says to me, "Come on, let's go here, and here." I'll rush her around. We'll come back and I'll get right back into it. Yeah, till 3 a.m. if that's what it takes.
I've done that before.
Yeah, it sucks.
When you got something that you want to get done, and
it just
you
consumes
just keep going
you.
at it until
Yep.
you get it.
Yep.
Even if you got to do other things in between.
Yep, it just consumes you. You get sucked in by it, and then you go run, do the little bullshit you got in between, and exactly. Traffic in Tampa Bay. Normal slowdowns, guys. It's actually looking pretty good for a Monday or for a Friday.
No major idiots. I mean, accidents out there on the road?
Believe it or not, we don't have too many major idiots on the road. We do have one slowdown going on 41 northbound around Orange Avenue. She's dropping down to about 27 miles an hour. East 138th Avenue, you're dropping down to about 24 miles an hour. But other than that, you got the normal road construction. I just got, now that the page refreshed itself, on the Veterans Expressway, there is an accident reported, and it's between between Dale Mabry, exit 13, and Eckrich Road, which is exit 10. It was reported 18 minutes ago. No blockage, just slow down. And that's really it, bro. Everybody's playing nice this morning. Let's see, we got something going on down here in St. Pete, but it's probably, yep. Oh, 2 serious accidents. One in the northbound lane, one in the southbound lane. Oh, no, that's from the northbound lane on 34th Street North and 38th Avenue North down in St. Pete. One serious accident. It's blocking up the whole spiel there. You like that? The spiel.
Spiel.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you're heading down there...
Is that really a word? Spiel?
I think so. Yeah, I think it's...
they finally probably put it in.
I'm going to Google it now that you say. Let's see. S-P-A-L. Spiel. I forgot the H. All right, so let's see. Spiel. And it's actually S-P-I-E-L. And a long or fast speech of the story, typically one intended as a means of persuasion or as an excuse, but regarded with skepticism or contempt by those who hear it.
Okay,
so I'm going to give you the whole spiel.
Yeah.
Which means I'm just going to give you the quick of the story. So it's an actual word, and it's S-P-I-E-L. Yep.
Okay.
Spiel. I've been spelling it wrong all these years.
Well, it's the way it's pronounced.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Well, yeah. See, it's got the sh in it, so S-H-P.
Yeah.
However.
S-C-H-P, S-H-P,
yeah.
whatever.
Right, exactly.
But it's not that at all. It's just S-P.
Right, exactly. That's one of them words that, I was always
and
taught
it's got
to
the
spell
I
it.
before the E, right?
I was always,
but
yes.
you know what? And they say I before E.
Right.
Except after C.
Right.
But that doesn't always work.
Not in that case.
There's
no C in it, though, so.
Right, but it's still, there's other words that it still doesn't work that way.
Yeah. All right, so now that we have our vocabulary lesson for the morning.
Okay.
Right?
All right. Enough with spelling.
Right, we just had our
all mess up.
Vocabulary lesson for the morning. Did you hear about the teen who set fire to her house?
Teen who set fire to her? No.
She was pissed off at her parents and her family, or something to that effect, and she burned the house down. It says a Port Richey teen sets fire to family home after an argument. Yeah, could you imagine?
So she just set the house on fire.
A 14-year-old girl is facing charges after detectives say she set fire to her family's Port Richey home early Thursday morning. The girl has been charged with 1 count of arson, 2 counts of attempted murder in connection with the fire, which broke out in a home on Hermitage Lane shortly before 2 a.m., officials say. When firefighters responded, okay, here's the juice of it. Deputies said the girl lit a bedsheet on fire in the garage, doused in bleach while her mother and brother were asleep, then left the house. The girl's mother and her younger brother said made it out of the house safely. The girl was later found on Little Road, was taken into custody. Detectives say the girl admitted to intentionally setting the fire. She got into an argument about chores with her family the night before. So she argued with 14 years old, bro. Arguing about not doing her chores, so she burned the house down. And
I mean, where did she think she was going to live after that? Or I guess she figured she wouldn't have any chores.
She tried to kill them. Intentionally. So I don't think she thought it through.
Well, if she set it on fire and left, and they found her that far away, because I know where that street is.
Right. Okay. So
I know where it is in relation to.
So it was quite a distance.
A good, at least to Little Road, she was probably at least a good mile.
Walking, right. So, 14 years old, lit the house on fire. And
then, I don't think it said where on Little Road they found her.
No, it just said Little Road, right.
So she could have been anywhere on
it. Could have been more than a mile. She could have been down Little Road or something, right. But, I mean, just the fact that, okay, my daughter's 14. Not that she would ever do anything, but, I try to put it into context. All right, I have a 14-year-old daughter. None of my chores or none of her chores are bad enough to where she wouldn't want to do them enough to murder us. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this girl.
I don't know. I've seen.
It's not a shitty house, bro. Some of them areas they look like the neighborhoods are all run down but some people in them neighborhoods, you can tell they're decent families.
Right.
They got money. It's you could see the house is well taken care of. Painted up nice landscaping, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So the people, they loved her, they took care of her, she had chores. That goes to show you right there they were decent parents. A lot of parents are like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, but then you've seen some of those that they look like decent parents, but what are they hiding, a kid locked up in a room forever.
Right, what goes on behind closed doors, we'll never know. Right.
Yeah.
Yes, there's always that question, but nothing enough to kill your brother and your mother, and you know what I'm saying, man? That's a little extreme.
Yeah.
So something's wrong with this chick.
But still, there's so many kids that feel that way these days. I mean, you're starting to hear more about it.
Listen, I didn't notice a huge change in my kids till middle school. Once they got to middle school, that's when I realized, wow, it's time to tighten the leash a little. Watch who they're with, and you've met my youngest. She's made some friends that were very questionable, and in the end, I was right. I've had to intervene into the situation.
Yeah, parents' intuition is usually pretty good.
Yeah. And God, isn't it such a learning process? You're there and done and back again. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's a learning process.
Yeah, and mine are kind of spaced out. So
right,
it's like this group and then this group
and for every younger generation, they get away with less and less, don't they?
Every single one of them is so different.
Yeah, because you learn from the one before.
Well, not only that, but it's like, okay, well, this one, okay, we dealt with this.
Right.
Well, it's a little different this time because, this one's got a little bit different attitude.
You ain't getting away with what that one got away with type shit. Yeah, and then the personalities.
The next one is like, okay, well, we dealt with those two, okay, So then you got the next one.
Yeah.
Like, no, there's just different problems that come up.
Yep.
Plus because of technology, too. Because, the younger ones, they didn't have computers and all that stuff when they were younger.
Yeah.
But the younger the kids are now,
yep.
the more technology stuff they've got to deal with.
The best one is, well, this one was allowed to do that. Why can't I? Well, because we experienced that already, and we're not going through it again. That's why you can't do it.
And my younger ones were still. My older ones were still. Outside and play some, without all the TV and, not the cable with all the little baby shows and whatever to keep everybody occupied so you can just go do what you feel like doing instead of, telling your kid to go outside and play.
Don't I know it? Don't I know it?
So, so the younger they are now, the more attached they are to a lot more of the electronics and the games and so their attitudes are all different from what they've grown up with.
Yeah, that's for sure. I've noticed that. We have 7 years between ours, and one's attitude is so 180 degrees from the other one, and I'm not going to go into which is which, but it's just the personalities, and as they were growing up, I always thought it was going to be different. I thought it was going to be the reverse. One was going to be this way and the other one's not. Well, it's completely reverse. One's watched one grow up and goes, not me. Ain't going down that road. Yeah. The reality of life sets in too. Let's see. We got Maria found the chat finally. We got another one of our fans that found the chat. So welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of which, speaking of you, we were just speakering of you. Spreakering. We were just spreakering of you. That word was so hard to get. What? Spreaker?
Spreaker.
Yeah. I couldn't. By the way,
I can't do the S's. I whistle with my S's a lot.
Yeah. We're talking of Spreaker, and that's the account we broadcast on. It's Spreaker.com, and if you go into the search bar and search Talk Shit, you'll see us. We're the only ones. Then you can also go to Facebook.com/Talk Shit TV Show. Yeah, we always have a link pinned to the top where you can hear the show live. And we have a Twitter account. It's out there. It's Talk Shit Radio. We have, all the social media crap. I don't particularly mess with anything but Facebook. Yeah, I had the tweets, or what do you call it? Yeah, it's tweets, right?
It's Twitter.
Right, but when you tweet, it does it automatically. I don't go on there and do tweets or anything like that, yeah.
Yeah, you tweet on Twitter.
Right, but I'm saying, but when Twitter...
I've never even attempted to even look at Twitter.
I've been on there. I have 2 different accounts.
I've never been on there. I've never had an account. I've never even looked at it. I see people, with all the hashtags,
tweeting and
hashtag this and hashtag that. And they hashtag it on
have everything
Facebook
set
too,
up automatically. I didn't understand it at first, but I do now.
I guess it doesn't work.
Not like it does on Twitter, yeah.
Yeah, because it's it's a Twitter thing.
Right.
Yeah. So I still don't know anything about it.
It works, but not like Twitter. But like I said, everything's automatic. If I do something on the broadcast, it automatically tweets it for me. I don't go on and do it. It's not for me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not for me. And then it does Tumblr, SoundCloud, YouTube, all of that stuff. So we're out there, folks. You just got to actually, if you Google Talk Shit Radio, we're the only ones that come up as well.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah. So you getting ready for school, Killer? It's Friday. Yeah, we're all excited.
We're all smiling like that.
We're all excited.
It's Friday.
Because what time does Daddy sleep till on Saturdays? 10, 11 usually? Yeah, well, yeah. There's
12,
been a few that I got up at 12, 1 o'clock. Yep. Well, shit, man.
That might actually happen for me tomorrow. It's been a while since I had one of those long sleeps like that.
Plus, you're getting ready to start working nights. That's going to be even worse.
Well, I'm already up
at this time in the morning, but I'm saying by the time the show's over, you're probably usually snoring already. So it just adds a few hours onto your day. Yeah. Huh? Oh yeah. Speaking of Paulie, we're going to get him back Monday. Yeah, I'm going to get a hold of him this weekend, and we're going to get Paulie to be back in the studio with us for Monday. What else we got going on locally besides this 14-year-old girl who tried to burn her family's house down, which I'm really... You heard about that, right? 14-year-old girl got into an argument with her family over the chores.
She didn't want to do them.
She didn't want to do her chores. This is the picture of the house right here. After she lit a bed sheet on fire in the garage. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, we were just talking about how no matter how pissed off you get and how much you don't want to do your chores.
But what did you say? What did you say she put on it?
Bleach. Which, I don't, she's 14. She probably didn't know any better. But just lighting the sheet itself is enough.
Yeah. But I was like, I didn't know. I don't.
Yeah, I know.
It was really,
I know what you were thinking. Because I thought the same thing. I'm like, bleach? What was that for? But whatever.
I bet you it smelled the smoke pretty good.
Yeah, you can only imagine.
So that was. I wouldn't have wanted to be breathing that smoke at all.
So we have the Bay News 9 did a poll that Hillary is favorable for Florida voters. So if the whole election thing,
I never liked. I never really liked Hillary. Yeah. And it has nothing to do with It has nothing to do with the bill thing, but
it was a personal thing. I just don't like her personality.
Right. When she came out and started doing more political things, I just didn't care for her.
on
style.
top of,
I guess you could say that style.
Right. Well, on top of the fact that I think she's one of those that is like, oh well, I'm Bill's wife. I could do it better than him, or it's something. I just feel that there's a personal thing there. She's like got something personal to prove or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. But whatever it is, I don't like it.
Yeah, neither do I.
I think she does a shitty job.
What were you saying?
I just think she does a shitty job.
Yeah.
I don't like her style at all.
In Lutz, there was an autistic child missed at the bus stop and left on the bus. I have about a minute's worth of audio, so let's check it out and see what.
So that's been a rule of ours for a very long time, and this bus driver did go through all the proper training in it. It's just something you need to check every day.
She's an autism child, a child with autism. You're supposed to at least keep an eye on her.
I've been hearing more and more about them leaving kids on the bus. You would think it's supposed to be a policy in most places to check the bus before you get off of it as a driver, right?
Especially with a child like that on the bus, you would think that
But I mean, just in general, how many years have they been driving buses with kids?
Right.
Would you not think that they have the rule to check your bus before you get off of it? I think that if the
bus driver knows that there's an autistic child on the bus, I think that they should be aware of that, and they should have to actually physically get up and make sure that the child gets off the bus.
Well, even that, I think that they should. It should be a thing every day when they get off the bus, when they bring it back to the lot.
Right.
It should have been
before that.
I mean, most of them are probably just skipping that rule.
I think it should be done before that, because by the time the bus gets back to the lot, it's too late. The parents are already freaking out. The kid's probably freaking out. If you have an autistic child on your bus, you should be aware at all times of what bus stop. And when that bus stop comes up, you should actually physically put the bus in park, get up, and make sure the kid gets off the bus. If the other parents don't like it, too freaking bad. Because if that was your child that got left on the bus, you'd be flipping out.
Right.
So, that's all I got to say about that.
Okay.
My bus driver doesn't care about anything.
What's that, honey?
My bus driver doesn't care about anything.
What do you mean she doesn't care about anything?
Well, she cares about stuff, but literally, she just got a new bus because our bus brakes were messed up and you could hear it.
Right.
Every time she stepped on a brake, it was...
I would say 60% of the buses in the fleet are like that because they have people driving them that fly, then jam on the brakes. Then they step on the gas, and then they jam on the brakes. So that plays hell on front brakes.
Yesterday, we were leaving school. We were still in school property. We were leaving school. She went to go onto Deltona, and she just stopped. And everybody hit their head. That's why I had a major headache when I came home.
Really? That's not good.
Yeah, and then we almost got hit by 2 cars, and it's the 3rd week of school, and we're already trying to get hit.
Well, just be careful and keep in mind what's the message to people out there driving.
To be careful, because...
And slow down.
Mom just dropped me and my neighbor off.
Yep.
And I don't want to sit there and watch one of my friends get hit by a car right there in front of my eyes.
And people fly down that road, don't they?
Yeah, that's why I make sure...
Still, they have no regard for... We sit there and watch people flying down the road.
I scream at them. I'm saying, slow down.
Just be careful. Yeah.
I know.
You get
wrong person.
Some idiot that'll stop, right? You scream at somebody like me that's having a bad day in the morning, and they're
liable to scream back.
Or, well, yeah, not only that,
throw their coffee out the window,
right?
Or something.
Yeah. Some idiot might stop just to scare you. You know what I mean? And scare you, it's gonna. I know when I was a kid, and we were throwing snowballs at people's car when they hit and they stopped. We took the heck out of them. Peel it.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, buddy,
I've had them chase me across the whole yard.
They stopped. Here they come.
Yeah, here they come. And it was nighttime.
Yeah.
So that's,
Oh, well.
We weren't expecting them to, we hit a truck.
Yeah, you don't expect them to stop.
It was a pickup truck.
No.
You can't tell if it's 4-wheel drive when, it's dark, it's nighttime.
Yeah, he stopped, didn't he? Turned
no,
around
he
and
didn't
came
stop.
by.
He chased us with his car. We had 3 acres, and he so he just was driving through the snow.
Mm-hmm. That's funny.
It sounds like Dad.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely.
Yesterday we had this assembly about the deputy. The deputy was going about like everything and anything. They were talking about marijuana, they were talking about drugs, and they were talking about fake IDs and everything. And it said on the thing, 20 grams or less is a first degree
misdemeanor.
Yeah, that thing. Yeah. And I'm sitting there laughing because my friend in the back who got in trouble with it, he only had 5.
Nice.
So
what's pathetic is this is middle school we're talking about, so this ain't too good of a friend. You stay away from him.
No, he got set up.
Okay. All right. Well, you got to go get ready for school, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's my little girl chiming in on what's going on in her school.
Lovely. It's all schools around
makes you
here
think.
Are different. Yeah.
Makes you think.
I've got them younger than that still in school. And, I worry about them every day. Mm-hmm. And what's, because you hear about this stuff every day.
Yeah. And there was a few times where some of the things I heard that went on in the school were quite disturbing. And me, instantly, I'm a journalist. I want to publish it, publicize it, make it known. And yeah, it's tough. You got to show some sort of restraint,
Yeah, and, but you think back now, I remember a lot of stuff that went on in my school.
Yeah, I don't even get into that shit. I went to a bad school, so we won't even. Yeah,
I didn't go to a bad. I went to a school. My school was in the country. I mean, it was a small.
Well,
we had one traffic light.
Girls,
it's not small anymore, but we had one traffic light.
Really?
In our town.
No shit.
One traffic light. If you blinked your eyes twice, you were through the town.
Yeah, that's funny.
So that was it.
Yeah. So everybody knew everybody.
We didn't even have a McDonald's in our town until I was just about almost going to graduate high school.
We had to drive to Brentwood for McDonald's, but it was there. And Brentwood was only maybe 3 miles up the main road.
And we were a dry town.
Oh, my goodness. Okay. It was one of those.
It was a dry town.
Let me tell you a story. I never, ever even knew what that was before.
Now,
until I went to Harlan County, Kentucky.
It's been over 30 years since I left.
Is it still dry?
And they just now became wet.
They're wet behind the ears now.
It was just like the past 2 years. I think some of the restaurants now can start selling alcohol, and they're getting their licenses or whatever. Because nobody,
yeah,
with the economy the way it is, unless you have alcohol anymore,
you can't make any money.
You're not making any.
There was a lot of places in PA that you couldn't buy alcohol on Sundays and shit like that. I remember certain days like that.
It's still that way, and you can't buy it in you can't go to the grocery store, or you can't go to the convenience store.
Yeah, you can't go to the Kroger or
right.
Yeah.
They have a separate. I mean, we have separate liquor stores.
Right. Yeah.
At the grocery store, you got the liquor they sell.
But places like that, the liquor store's not even allowed to open on them days, right?
On certain days,
yeah, Sundays. I know.
It's and I was over in Ohio, and they're more different. I don't. What do we stop
in Ohio
at 2:00? Yeah.
Ohio.
On the other side of the river. But they stopped selling at 2 a.m. at the convenience store.
And they chain it closed, don't they?
No.
Locks on the doors.
Nope.
They do in New York.
Right. Well, they stop at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
But you can start buying it again at 5. Yeah. So there's 3 hours that you can't buy. That you can't buy alcohol.
It gives the drunks a chance to go get something to eat, sober up a little, and
a little bit, yeah,
do some more panhandling and
sleep it off,
right?
Come back. And that's it. I was like, really? You can start selling again 5, and there'd be people out there waiting.
That's funny. We went to Harlan County, Kentucky, Michelle and I, and it was a dry county, and I had no idea what the hell a dry county was. I still got New York behind my ears yet. You know what I mean? Walk into a convenience store and I'm looking. looking around, going, shit, where's the beer in this damn place? I go to the other side of the store. I'm looking. I'm like, ma'am, where do you keep the beer? And she goes, boy, you in Dry County. I'm like, excuse me? She goes, yeah, you can't buy no beer around here. You got to go to the next county. And I'm like, get the hell out of here. Are you serious? She's like, yeah, this is against the law. So I go outside to talk to my buddy, and he's telling me, he's like, yeah, dude, we want to buy beer. We got to go to the next county. And then if you get caught driving back with it and the police pulls you over, it's bootlegging, and you go to jail and all. I'm like, what? Wait a minute. Did I just time warp, Bill? I know we just left Florida, but did I just time warp into a different dimension?
Yeah, there's still counties like that.
Holy shit, bro. Harlan County, Kentucky. I'll never forget it. It is this tiny little pimple on the back of a, whatever's ass, and just.
That's the way my town used to be.
But it was gorgeous. It was
gorgeous,
beautiful, bro.
Now it's like there's I went back there.
There was a wall around the main town, a flood wall.
Buildings now.
There's a flood wall around the main part of the city because of the floods.
Okay.
Big. I'd never seen no shit like this before. The big wall closes in the city. Slam the doors. Water. 20 feet, but the city's high and dry because it's got the wall around it. Freaking wicked, dude. Never seen anything like it in my life. Buddy Billy brings me over and shows me this tunnel that they dug out of the mountain. Now, you could take 2 tractor trailers, one on the ground, flip the other one on top of it, wheels up, and drive through this tunnel, and those wheels would still never touch the top of this tunnel. That's how much water goes through this freaking thing. Are you serious? They're like, yeah. Coming out of the mountains and rainy. It was just, it's like I said, it's in the middle of nowhere. This little county, Harlan County. One guy decided that, he had a bus. He's going to make it his home. So he just drove it up the side of the mountain as far as he could get it to go and then backed it into a plot and said, yep, this is home. Yep.
Just park the bus.
Yeah, yep. It got to the point they were telling me that it's so hard to bust the drug dealers and shit like that the Army National Guard paradrops in on them from behind them in the mountains and shit like that because you see them a mile away coming up these mountain roads and shit like that. It was culture shock, unbelievable. But the whole Dry County is what threw me off. I'm like, what? What? The whole time we're there, my buddy Billy's like, let's go hijack a beer truck, man. We'll make millions.
Yeah, I think the closest place to buy beer to our town was like 5 miles out.
Oh, yeah? Same thing,
though. A little bar on the side of the road, little bar and grill.
Yeah.
Which is still there.
No shit.
It's still there.
No shit. But you get caught bringing it back into that county, you go to jail for bootlegging, wouldn't you?
Well, this was the town. You're still in the same county. It was just the town.
The town you weren't allowed to have,
and, so you had to go out of town.
Yeah. There's Alaskan towns that are still like that.
Probably.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's towns everywhere that are still like that.
I'm sure.
But
they're slowly pulling away from it.
They're slowly pulling away.
I know there's not one Indian town in the world that... them some bitches. That's all our fault. All our fault, too.
Yeah, it is.
We introduced them to tobacco and alcohol.
We did.
Why do you think they're...
Well, not us personally, but we did.
Yeah. He clarifies. Well, not us personally. What are you doing to us here, right?
Yeah. But we did.
Right, yeah. White man. White man, give us cigarette. Now we have lung cancer.
Yeah.
I got messages going on all over the place here. I got bells and whistles popping up. People message me on Facebook. Listen, I can't do anything on Facebook for a couple days. We have our other admins, but I'm getting spanked by Facebook for controversial things that I say. So, what are you gonna do? They blocked me for like 3 days. I can't comment, post, send anybody messages. Yeah, I'm being spanked. I'm getting a little punishment going on. But
you got next week to start fresh. It was only 3 days. So
exactly.
It'll be over.
And I will. Exactly. I'll start talking shit come Monday morning. Literally. All right. We're actually going to take a break early this morning because for some reason this TGIF is feeling like it's TGI freaking slow.
Okay.
How long do you think we've been on the air?
I know it hasn't been long.
Give me a guess.
We haven't. If you're going early, that means we haven't gone our first full hour.
Nope.
So
doesn't it feel like it though?
It feels like we've gone.
Yeah.
I mean, because it feels like we like went.
We're exactly 45 minutes into our broadcast this morning. So.
Well, maybe
it's like oh, we're still live. Sorry.
You got to have something.
And in other news, in Vice news, we got a whole bunch of shit: death, mayhem, bombs, people getting killed. You know, just like it kind of was yesterday, with just new headlines.
Pretty much, and the weather's going to be the same.
Pretty much,
today as it was
and
yesterday.
I bet you Lancaster has pollen.
I bet you it does. I bet you it does.
I will be more than willing to bet. I'm going to the weather report for Lancaster that the pollen is high. What a shitty newspaper this is. No weather.
Our rain chance around here is 50%.
Yeah, always.
And 92 degrees.
Are you kidding me? It's 98% humidity outside the studio right now.
Yeah.
98% humidity, but it's only 75 degrees. So is that like the opposite of Arizona? Well, it's 105, but there's no humidity. Yeah, well, it's 75, but there's 100% humidity.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah,
I mean, it looked
damned
like...
if you do, damned if you don't.
My car looked like it was rained on.
Yeah.
And just still being rained on. It didn't even get off of the windows.
I know what I'm going to do.
By the time I drove here.
The next time I know that the night is going to be like that, I'm going to go out there with soap, a brush, scrub it down, let it rinse itself. I always wanted to do that in a rainstorm.
I've always wanted to do that too, and I tried it once.
Just stop in the middle of the road,
I tried
pull a brush out, squirt your car down with soap on the highway, scrub it down a little, and then drive off.
I tried it once, but I didn't drive
baby.
off. And it didn't work so hot.
It didn't work so good?
Not in Florida. It doesn't work so hot.
No?
No, it was too hot. You hit it with
Yeah, but if it's raining, if it's pouring, or like you got pouring rain right in front of you, you stop. It would be hilarious. You soap it up real quick, and then you drive into the rainstorm.
Make sure you're getting a good rainstorm and not one of those ones that comes by, it looks mean, starts raining.
And then it's done before the windshield's wet.
And the sun comes back out and dries all your shit up. Like in 30 seconds, the car's so hot you can't touch it,
Yeah, that would suck. What's up, honey bun? You had the assembly yesterday, right? Okay, so the school deputy pulled somebody over and it smelled like cannabis in their car. So they asked the people if they can open up the trunk, and the people refused, so he called for a canine, correct? Right. They didn't bring a search warrant. They had reasonable suspicion. So he brought a canine unit to search the car. What'd they find? 9 pounds. They found 9 pounds of cannabis in the car. Yeah, that would be the reason why they didn't want you to search it.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Damn. That sucks for them.
It does.
9 pounds is no joke right there, buddy. That's definitely over 20 grams. It's definitely felony there.
So somebody's going to jail for that.
Somebody went to jail for that. That is for sure. 9 pounds. My God. I don't even think I know what 9 pounds looks like.
No.
Except for pictures that I've seen on the internet.
Right.
That's like, I can honestly say, the only time I've ever seen a kilo of cocaine is when they have pictures of it on like Border Wars or something like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh yeah, that's
and I don't even watch them.
I love watching Border Wars with the Border Patrol agents. Them little Mexican dudes are genius with some of the compartments and shit they build to smuggle shit over here, dude. Holy crap! Little button, combination of buttons on the dashboard, and then flip, the dashboard comes open.
Yeah, I did see one of those reality cop shows or whatever where they had showed a vehicle that was built for that.
Yeah, man.
I mean, the whole deck of the inside, you take out the
Isn't
seats,
it unreal, dude?
And then underneath of that deck,
a space this big or something, yeah.
And it's like got this plastic box under it,
Like they made this plastic box too, is what's wicked.
Right, to fit in
all
there.
Molded, yes.
Molded to fit
Unreal.
the car, and then put the seats back on top of it.
Yep.
So
the compartments, some of the compartments they make are wicked. The
somebody's got to be
compartments.
making some big time money in order to,
which
fit,
brings me
fit vehicles. How many vehicles are fit like that?
Yeah, which brings me to my next point, people. And JB has been religiously posting to Talk Shit TV Show, which is facebook.com/Talk Shit TV Show. He's been religiously posting articles to the page, and it brings me to ISIS is 8 miles from Texas. Just waiting, trying to get over.
8 miles?
8 miles. 8 miles. Yep. 8 miles away. The story, I just seen it not too long ago. I'm going to pull it up, and then after we come back from the break, I want to talk about it. So, why are they still alive? Just 8 miles from Texas? Oh, that's right. Barack Obama has no strategy yet. And that was comments by JB. But, yeah, the alert says, alert. ISIS insurgents located 8 miles from El Paso, Texas.
El Paso, Texas.
Yep.
I might have to look on the map and see exactly where El Paso is, because I'm not really. I mean, I know where Texas is, obviously, but I don't know where. It's got to be close to the south, I guess.
Yeah. Daisy, if you scroll down the page, it's on the page. Like I said, I there's nothing I can do right now on the page. Also says Islamist terrorists found at unsecure U.S.-Mexican border planning an attack. Well, you know what, guys? Good luck with trying to come in through Texas, because you're actually going through the worst of the citizens who are armed. So the rest of us might not have to do shit, because you got them farmers that are going, come on, you little square-eyed son of a bitch, I'll put a bullet through your head. I'm watching you.
They hate that. I saw a show where they do
not like people on their crossing through their land.
Super huge fence on this side of their property,
and then a super huge gun on the other side.
They're right on the border,
right on the river. Yeah.
So they got the super huge fence on this side, and then they've got a super huge fence on this side, because they've got to go through a gate to get through either side.
Yeah, yeah. I couldn't imagine living and having the back of my property bordering the Rio Grande or the U.S.-Mexican border. You know what? My house would be like real close to it, so I can keep an eye on it, because I'd have fun with it. I really would. I'd sit there with a 30 one day, a 22, figure out which one shoots the best. Then when you really get bored, you pull out the old 50 caliber and you start making canoes into heads. Or, I'm sorry, strike that, reverse it, heads into canoes.
Into canoes.
Yeah, oh yeah. Because for those of you that don't know what a 50 caliber bullet does to a human head, it splits it.
I would imagine so.
It either splits it or it just incinerates it. It's gone. Takes it off and goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not that I've ever experienced it or anything like that, but moving right along.
But you've seen the YouTube videos.
Yes, that's it. Correct. Now, I watched this one of a sniper that was like 3 miles away from his target in Afghanistan on this hillside. Dudes are walking, do-do-do-do-do-do-do, and they heard, and they're looking around like, hey, what was that? Somebody shooting at us? Well, let's keep walking. Next guy goes, but he didn't even realize that it hit him. He just dropped dead. The other two guys turn around like, hey, where'd Johnny go? Would he fall down? You know what I mean? Like, after the first ricochet, I would hit the ground. That'd be it. They just kept on walking. Dude in front of the other guy picks him off. He drops. He's hiding behind a rock like, I think somebody's shooting at me. Wow, killed both my friends? Yeah, somebody's definitely shooting at me. He's sitting there. He pokes his head out. Pow! That was the end of that. What's up, baby?
That was the end.
Will you refill my Joe? Me need more Joe. Kavi. Yeah, I know we covered it. I did a tribute.
We saw it. We were sad.
Very sad over that. I was worried it was going to happen. As soon as you guys told me the other day.
She was around since before I was a little.
Once you told me the other day she was in that coma, I knew it wasn't going to be good.
Yeah.
And then when they said she's out of the coma but on life support,
yeah,
that's it. That was the only thing keeping her alive, really. Think about it. Once you're in a coma and you come out of it and you're on life support, you're still in a coma. The only thing's keeping you alive is that machine.
The machine.
You're not alive. You're dead. You're brain dead anyway. It's, I don't even want to think about it. It sucks.
Yeah.
Now I lay me down to
If
rest.
I
a pile
get
of
into a
books upon
situation
my
like
chest.
that, I just I know there's nothing they can do. I would rather just
let me go. Yeah, let me go. Enough said. I've lived a life that's full. I've traveled deep. Excuse me.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So they're right outside of El Paso, Texas, here, buddy. And this is brought to you by Mad World. It's an article from Mad World, which I don't know if it's what type of website it is, but when you hear that we have these bastards that far from our borders, it makes you really realize that, hey, listen, wake up and smell the coffee, because it's going to be time for our citizens to really, really have to protect what is ours. Main thing is form your own opinion, and don't be, what's the word? Don't be sheep. Don't follow the herd. Lead the herd. That's my I don't know, everybody's so programmed from, they're confident that we're safe here and this and that, and we're not safe.
Yeah, they want us to think we're safe, but
we're not. Especially now more than ever, with a threat like this that's trying to move in on our borders and attack us on our own land. Come on, what is our government doing? Just snowballing us, snow jobbing us,
playing golf, taking vacations,
whatever you want to call it.
That's what our government's doing.
Whatever you want to call it, bullshitting, not doing what they're supposed to be doing. Everybody turns to the government to it's like, okay, like E.F. Hutton, when E.F. Hutton speaks. Except, now it's, okay, everybody, you ready? President's going to talk. Let's see what he has to hear. Say. Hello? Is anybody there? Hello? I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's about you're better off talking to the dog.
That's about the extent I get from it now, because he's had so many speeches where he said this and said that, and that, and never done any of the gunna.
My brother once said to me, actions speak louder than words.
So when I hear him now, it's like, whatever.
Right. All I hear is a bunch of shit coming out of his mouth.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was like, oh, I got to say, I was one of those that went, oh no, black president. Black people are going to eat this up. They're going to, racism's going to get worse. We're going to have all these problems with this now. And what kind of... I got to be honest with you. I was that way. Once he started doing some of the things that he did in the beginning, to where, I'm not going to take this, or the mad as hell, I'm not going to take it anymore mentality. And he started signing the executive orders and doing what was actually right, then I was like, oh wow, man, this freaking guy, he's actually trying to do something. All right, way to go, Barack. But you started to see, okay, well, look at that. There's that black puppet string right there. Oh, look, there's another puppet string coming down. Oh wow, then you started to see the puppet come out, and you just that's when people realized, well, he's no different than anybody else.
Yeah, so far he hasn't been at all.
No, not whatsoever. I know there was a lot of black people that supported him in the beginning, but that are very disappointed in him. So I mean, it's not just a few incidents or isolated people. It's a lot of people are disappointed in what he's done and lack of what he's doing, I should say.
Yeah, and there are still plenty of people that support him.
Certainly.
That think he's done so many great things, but I'm like, well, how is that great?
I'll be willing to bet that those people that support him, all right, are very financially well off. That don't have a worry in the world. Doesn't matter what he does or says or goes on in this country.
And a lot of people, there's a lot of people that are really in support of that party, but not in support of him.
Correct. Right. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
But they're still saying that he's better than what the other side could have done.
He's better. No matter what he is right now, he's better than who was he running against? Who was his opponent?
Who was his opponent last time?
Yeah, wasn't it? Oh Jesus!
Wasn't it McCain?
I think John McCain or Kerry or one of them schmucks. Those are idiots too. They're both idiots too. You know, so I mean, we definitely we got the best of the three or the four. You know what I'm saying?
See, I don't even know that we got the best of.
We got the better of. I can say that.
In the last election, probably, but
the
election before,
the one that he was first elected in.
Yeah, I think I don't know. It's because his opponent had a woman for vice president.
Right. Yeah.
I think is the reason that.
Which is bullshit.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have been. Look at all the movies. Look at all the movies that were made about women vice presidents. They did fine. Little jokey.
All right.
Little dry humor there. Very, very dry humor. Almost like a glass of dry champagne. It was that dry. The show is very, very drove today. You notice that? We're just like... And we got the Walter Cronkite thing, and we're here today to celebrate.
Yeah,
life
I guess we're here to celebrate. That it's Friday,
the life and death of another week.
We should be happier though. It's Friday.
Yeah, no, I'm saying we should have all sorts of circus music going. No, that's the can.
Is it? Okay.
That's the can. Wait a minute. All right,
we should have party horns, you know.
Yeah, right. Listeners we're already projecting really loud at them. They're like, "Oh, please don't get no horns in the studio or no shit like that." Yeah. Well, you know, we try to do our best here. I have a quick little gig that I'm going to throw up. Blech. We're going to take a quick little break. I'm going to put on some music, and we'll be back shortly.
We'll be back to talk more shit on Talk Shit Radio.
Absolutely.
This is Lewis Kennedy, and you're listening to Talk Shit Radio, craziest radio station in Tampa Bay.
Her husband Bobby
just got a message from a buddy of mine. This says, as soon as I can shut the Bob Marley off, he says, "Talk, effer." I'm talking. We're back with Talk Shit Live. Tony's in the kitchen there making some much needed coffee. So we're gonna get right over back to CNN, and from Scottish girl to ISIS bride. Got a little audio of this, so let's see how this works. And of course we can't hear anything, but you know what else is new. It's a Friday, we're happy for it. And so the headline says, "We just don't know what happened. The 19-year-old gave her father a long hug in their Glasgow home. 4 days later, she called to say she was entering Syria." Oh boy, that's like every daddy's nightmare. "Yeah, hey dad, what's up? How's it going? I'm in Syria right now, and I'm gonna marry this dude from ISIS." Yay! That's a proud parent right there. So in November, 19-year-old Akwasa Mahamud, man, they must not have liked the kid to begin with, gave her father, Mufasa, hey, it's Mufasa, a long hug goodbye. He remembers, he says, because she looked especially beautiful. He remarked upon it to his wife, saying there was, "See, John, you got me all screwed up now. It's all your fault that I'm all tongue-tied, by the way." Anyway, the night before, she had asked the sisters to sleep together in one bed. Asqua, well, bottom line is the Scottish chick went over to Syria, and she's now the bride of an ISIS dude. Well, I got bad news for her. When the bombs start falling, you're going to be dead just like your husband. And that'll just tell you to keep a tight rein on your kids, because you don't know who they're typing to. But I do have some audio on this, and I want to hear this audio we got going on here. So let's see about the story.
This is Aqsa Mahmoud as her parents know her, a loving daughter who massaged her mom's tired feet, a Glasgow teenager who didn't even know which bus to take downtown, much less board a plane by herself. But this is Aqsa in Syria, unrecognizable in an all-encompassing niqab with other brides of ISIS fighters. Online, she posts photos of guns and the Quran, urging Muslims to carry out attacks like the bombing.
Thanks a lot, John. I'll take my tongue from my butt. My buddy's listening to the show, and he says, "Talk, effer," while the song was playing. So I stopped the music and started going into the news, but knowing that he's actually sitting there listening to me, it had me all tongue-tied, so I couldn't talk. So he says, "Get your tongue out of your ass, effer."
Alrighty then.
Yeah. All right, so back to this Glasgow girl.
We don't know what happened to her. We thought there was nothing wrong in praying and
I love the
Quran.
accent. We don't know what happened to her.
Zahra and Khalida saw their daughter. She had only her university backpack and kissed them goodbye. Her parents immediately contacted the police.
That's crazy. 19 years old, this chick's married, and you got to see the headgear she's wearing. It was all black, just a little tiny strip of her eyes sticking out. It makes you nervous, man.
Yeah, a lot of them they have to dress that way. That's part of that. I can't even remember what that thing is called. They have a name.
Yeah, the doohickey that they put over the head. Yeah,
whatever. Whatever.
Habib. Yeah, they got a Habib on their head.
Habib, whatever.
I don't know.
They've got some weird name for it. Whatever it is that they have to wear. That headdress like that, so that all you can see is their eyes.
Yeah, it's scary, man. You don't know what the hell's going on. Especially, here's a kid that was off in college, and the next thing you know, calls daddy, "I love you." Next thing you know, you find out your kid's marrying some ISIS guy. It's craziness, total craziness, I tell you. I want to thank my buddy John for tuning in and listening to us. Appreciate it, buddy. Anything you want to add to the show, just go ahead and give us a call. It's 352-410-2084. We'll get you on live. You can go to facebook.com/Talk Shit TV show. You can comment, post some shit, and we'll get it up for you. We have that contest coming up. We have the Canna Crush the Lies Survivors of the Drug War contest coming up on the 20th of September, and we will be giving away 2 free tickets on the 15th. And we also
that's 10 more days.
Yeah, 10 more days. I do believe we're going to have some tickets for sale as well. So if anybody's interested in going, it's hijab headgear.
That was close.
Yeah, something like that.
Close.
It's Mahakana.
Something like that, yeah. I was thinking of that when they said that girl's name.
Yeah.
It was like, and I can't remember what it is now, the name. But
right.
I was thinking the same thing as what you just said.
But yeah, so we're going to have a lot of interesting people at this event. I'm trying to bring up the event now, so I have a little more details on it. So it is Saturday, September 20th at 12:30 to 11 p.m. At Rock Crusher Canyon, and the address for Rock Crusher Canyon Amphitheater is 275 South Rock Crusher Road, Crystal River, Florida 34429. Tickets are available on the Facebook page, or you can contact us, and we have tickets available as well for sale. There's a bunch of style tickets as well, depending on how much money you want to spend, obviously. We have anywhere from, the regular general admission all the way up to like a VIP type admission. So obviously, the more money you spend for the tickets, the better the events. Yeah, the better the tickets, the more access you have in the event. So Florida, it's being hosted by Florida's Angels of Mercy. They're hosting the event, and it's for the survivors of the drug war and whole plant awareness. We're going to have, got a whole bunch of stuff we can read about it. Advocates, patients, doctors, lawyers, business advisors, and other guests will talk of past, present, and future of cannabis, marijuana, and hemp. There will be several vendors with their legal products. This is a family-friendly event with face painting. If you sign the petition, come celebrate and learn about all the aspects of cannabis. There will be music by Jimmy Sparks Band, Local Traffic, and Shane Wooten Band. Learn why we will vote yes on 2 on September 4th, 2014. And learn what is medical necessity and what does affirmative action mean.
It sounds like it's going to be a very fun and informative event.
Very informative. We're going to have Kathy Jordan there, who is the president of FloridaCan.org. Her husband, Robert Jordan, with the Blue Ribbon Commission. We're going to have Diane Clark with Mayaca Gold. We're going to have Hayden Falk, Canonymous. We're going to have Dahlia from Florida Cannabis Coalition. Pete Sessa and Tom Quigley from Health Law Services, which that's the actual people that can help you get your medical necessity card here in Florida, because yes, folks, it is legal here, medical necessity already. Our governor signed the bill in January. So we will have Bill Walsifer of Florida Attorney General, for the Florida Attorney General, Adrian Wiley for Governor, okay, whatever. It's up there.
I believe his name is Wiley.
Is it Wiley for Governor? Yep. And then we have Alice O'Leary Randall, Jeanette Bachland for United Care, and there's many more surprises going to be there. If you want to participate in the event and set up a vendor's booth or something like that, you want to be more than a spectator, you can email Florida Angels of Mercy at yahoo.com. There you can also get all the information you need on the event. Like I said, we will be handing out tickets. We will be giving out tickets to a lucky caller on the 15th. They'll get some free tickets to the show, and also we will be. I'm sorry, I'm trying to read it.
Yeah, I know. I see what you're doing.
Yeah,
we're going to be
there as well. We'll also be selling tickets. So yeah, it should be a day to remember. I got a question here from somebody. Let me see. and it's about the event. So let me get right over to that. I cannot reply on Facebook because Facebook has spanked me for my mouth. So, does a doctor need to approve to smoke that shit? He's asking. A prescription. What Health Law Services does is they provide you with a medical necessity cannabis card, which makes you a patient, which qualifies you for federal cannabis. Now, the government holds a patent on federal cannabis, so the government would supply you. So, yes, it's almost like basically, I don't know if it's a prescription, you could say, but it does give you a legal right.
Okay, well, now I have another question.
Go ahead.
Okay, federal cannabis
Mm-hmm.
and regular cannabis, are they both on that controlled substance list?
Well, because we have the patient thing going on with the medical cannabis.
Right, well, I understand that. But what I'm saying is it's the same thing that they're facing in Colorado. Okay, it's still against federal law.
Well, the government...
If it's still against federal law, how can the federal government
because they hold a patent. They hold a patent on it. They have a patent for medical cannabis.
There's already a patent on heroin.
There's also,
and it would still, you know, but you know what I'm saying?
It's drug,
still
right? Yeah. Right. You can't, but I know what you're saying. No, what happens is the government has a patent on it right now, all right, and they supply it to 6 or 7 people in the United States. I'm not too sure. X amount of 300 joints a month or what?
Okay, well, how does that patent exclude them from it being against federal law?
Because they're the ones who make the law, don't you know? They make them and break them as they want to.
So that's what I mean.
Certainly. This is the whole controversy, bro. How is it that the government has a patent and the government has patients, but a state cannot? Right. This is the whole controversy here. This is the whole problem with everything that everybody's fighting. We believe federal says no, states say yes. Yeah, exactly. That's the whole controversy, is how is that the federal government says but yet they hold the patent on it. Yes, and yet they have patients.
They're still distributing it.
Right. Yeah.
So
my next step is, after legalization, whether it be medical or not, is transportation. Okay, let's say that medical cannabis is better in one state than it is in the other. Wouldn't you say that it should be able to be transported across state lines by a certain setup system through the transportation department, through the government, through local, state, so on and so forth? Just like transporting weapons, there's certain rules and regulations that you have to follow.
And I'm sure there is, too, for other pharmaceuticals or whatever that they have to transport.
Well, Johnny, that whole thing was for you, so we're trying to get you into that. We get you on the forefront of the transportation of cannabis.
You know, so they still have to follow rules for that, too.
Absolutely.
For pharmaceuticals, it would be the same thing.
Absolutely. My only hope is the people out there that are ignorant to the fact that it is not a drug, that it is a plant, that they open their eyes. And again, it goes back to me wanting people to educate themselves, form their own opinion, do their own homework, because whether you're against it or not, okay, and a lot of people are against a bunch of potheads sitting around smoking weed, which is fine. That's your own belief, once again. But what I'm not against is those federal or those patients, period, that need it. I know too many people.
It's actually helping.
Right. I know too many people have suffered from cancer needlessly. My mother, one of them. You know, if we knew then what we know now, my mother's life would have been prolonged. You know, and I know there's a lot of other people out there.
And comfortably rather than,
correct.
Prolonged.
You know, my buddy who I'm talking to right now on Facebook, he's another one that knows exactly what I'm talking about. You know, he has somebody who's dear to his heart that cannabis would have maybe not made them live, but would have prolonged their life a little more. So, yeah, thanks a lot. I'll show you what he said.
Okay, yeah, I'll see it.
Yeah. Go by the tree, buddy, and hit me up. Anyway, we have his special tree in his backyard that was overlooking his whole backyard that him and I used to go hang out with. But anyway, whatchamacallit, I just, you know, after all of this is said and done, it really needs to continue. All the research needs to continue. All the discussions need to continue. The education all needs to continue. People need to be educated. So,
I believe
Ronnie is exactly who I was talking about, buddy. Absolutely.
Okay, well, see, I'm not in that conversation, so I mean, I can't see the other half of that conversation.
He knows what I mean. He knows
I
exactly
probably
what I
could
mean.
if I was on that.
And no, this is actually just a one-way message conversation because I can't reply to him. Even if I do type in and say hi, Facebook will go, no. Yeah, I think I got one more day.
You can't say a word.
I can't say
At least
nothing.
Not there.
I can't even like a comment that somebody put on Facebook right now. They spanking the shit out of me, buddy. Spanking my ass. Yep, but it's not the first time. Shit, I've gotten it to the point where I couldn't even sign in for a day. I've been spanked so hard. To where they say, nope, you're totally blocked. Today you can't even go on Facebook. Which I got 4 Facebook accounts. I don't give a shit. Block me from one, I'll go on a different one. You know? I don't care. You think you're slick? I'm slicker.
Alrighty then.
And in other news, that's Joseph's favorite catch.
I was looking for. There's supposed to be a some kind of concert thing going on in Sims Park in Newport Richey, but I couldn't find it, and I thought that it was for on a Sunday,
right?
And I thought it was not this weekend, but next
following?
weekend.
Yeah.
So I'm not.
Yeah, we'll have to
but
look
I'm not
into that.
Finding it, yeah.
I'm real nervous about this whole ISIS bit right here in Texas now. It's got me worried. Not that I'm, physically distressed or emotionally distressed about it, but it definitely makes me a little more worried about my situation. You're good, bro. It definitely makes me worry about our freedom. You know what I'm saying? Did I put that back on? No, I didn't. I turned the wrong one up.
That would have done no good.
Yeah. I turned that one up instead of yours.
I had to move it a little bit because I was,
I know.
Getting a cramp in my shoulder trying to move,
trying to lean
close to it,
down to the microphone, right? Yeah. Everything and anything you look at as far as news-wise points to problems in our own country with ISIS. And it is a real scary situation. We have to stop this before one of them. We don't even want one of them getting across the border because one turns into 5, turns into 50, turns into 50,000.
And there's no way to tell how many have already
look at the problem we're having with
over
stopping
the border
Mexicans.
and are helping or waiting.
And
to
now
help
from
whoever's coming behind them.
Exactly. And now from what everything is pointing to, Mexican cartels can't stand us anyway, so they're helping them, going, hey, listen, we've been getting people over the border for years this way. Why don't you come give us a couple bucks, give us some oil, because that's what they're...
Yeah, well, you help us get our stuff over the border, we'll help you.
Not only that, they're being fed by oil now.
So
they're in the oil business now. The cartels have now gotten into the oil business because of these bastards. So, yeah, I mean, it's a real threat. It's a real scary threat. I don't know what's gonna happen. I did get a message from Brooksville Bob. He is on his way right now from Brooksville, on his way into the studio. Apparently, and I've been trying to tell him. Mikey's been trying to tell him. Mike the mechanic has been trying to tell him that he already picked up his car. Apparently, Bob can't find his car, and he thinks Mike the mechanic already has it or still has it. Well, I was there the other day. It's not at Mike's house or at his shop. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I've spoke to Mike the mechanic. He's like, Lou, he picked it up like last week sometime. So
he's lost his car somewhere between
Mike the mechanic shop and home. But here's the funny thing. It was like 2 weeks ago or a week ago that it was at the shop.
Okay.
So I don't know what the hell kind of fog there or smog they got going on out there in Brooksville that he's puffing on. But it's got this guy nuts. So he's going to come in and he's going to give... And I told him the only way I would give him the phone numbers if he did it live on the air. Okay. So, yeah. I gave him the phone number. It's probably in the same spot that his car is. Right under his nose, and he just...
can't find it.
Listen, Brooksville Bob is a prepper from Brooksville, and I don't think... The only thing he's prepared for is to get drunk.
Okay.
That's the only thing I think he's prepared for.
I have not met...
You've yet to meet Brooksville Bob, and it's going to be quite interesting.
So
he hates
I'm
Paulie.
in for a treat. then.
Yeah, oh yeah. He hates Paulie because Paulie's like a real prepper. And Brooksville Bob is a self-proclaimed prepper. Yes, so it's interesting. He just curses every time. Every time that the whatchamacallit, the subject comes up and him and Paulie are on, in the same room together, they just go nuts. I got a message from Daisy saying that they are already here, Lou. Yeah, I know, but not, and referring to ISIS, that is, they're here, but not, just like blatantly crossing the border, and you don't see them, thousands of them in drones coming across the border and like an attack, and when that happens,
they're approaching us silently.
Right, but when that happens, when that finally does happen, and they knock down one of those fences and they start coming in the hundreds, that's when I think people are really going to realize and go, "Oopsie, why didn't we take care of this when we were supposed to?" But it'll be too late by then. And yeah, John, you're absolutely right. Like the movie Pacific Rim, aliens just multiplying. It's just they're coming out of nowhere. Now I guarantee they're going to start recruiting some Mexicans because hell, let's face it, the economy sucks over there. These people are already coming to this country to get paid. And there again, I'm not against that. You want to come to our country? Come on. You want to come in here? You want to come work? You want to help support your country in the same aspect? You have to support our country by paying your taxes and doing the right thing. So, there's not a problem there. But now there is, obviously, because we've let too many in and we've let too many of the wrong sorts in. So, and my opinion is like an asshole. Everybody's got one. My opinion is that we need to shut the borders. I don't care what border it is. There's borders at airports. There's borders, on Great Lakes. There's borders in the ports. Shut them all. No more foreigners allowed to come into this country until all this shit is straightened out. And the ones that are here illegally, they need to go. The ones that are here that on a visa that is, coming to the end or expired, they need to go until our own borders are secure again, however long that may take. Could take a day, could take a week, could take millennium. That's what we've come to. I don't know what you think about it, but that's just my feelings. I've thought this for a while, though.
Yeah, but to close them that completely, because there's a lot of, just like we have a lot of people in a lot of other countries that, work there and have jobs there and whatever, and are on
But the thing is, Tony, who do we trust anymore?
I know, exactly.
But we got that Arab businessman, and I'm not just... All right, that was very profiling. I'm just using it as an example. We got this businessman who's an Arab, okay, and he flies back and forth once a month from his country to our country and does business, all right? He works for a reputable company. He owns, real estate here. He's a true businessman. But then you got that other guy, and I'm not going to single out any nationalities, but then you have that other guy, okay, who looks like he's doing the same thing as this guy, but he's not. He's up to no good. How do we know who's who? So end it, close them to everyone, and sort the problem out.
That's going to upset an awful lot of people.
It is. It's going to make a lot of countries pissed off, a lot of people pissed off, but, Jesus,
if we were going to do that, and they knew we were going to do that, a lot of business would go to other countries
and say, "Hey, these assholes aren't." Yeah, well,
yeah. So the economy's already in a bad shape. That would even make it worse, I think, to do it that way. They already try.
I'm sure there's a less,
they already try to keep an eye on those businessmen anyway.
Yeah, right.
But they can't do it all. They're not just. The same. It was the same with 9/11. They weren't looking as close at people before then as they are now.
Well, yeah, absolutely. But that should have been done long ago from the first World Trade attack. When the truck went off in the parking garage, things should not have been as loose as they were. So, I guess it boils down to what it always boils down to is shoulda, coulda, woulda, but we didn't.
Right.
And now we're in this situation. And JB said it yesterday, if we would have taken care of this problem long ago, we wouldn't have this threat today. And it's true. We should have never assisted some of the countries we did in the way that we did. Everybody needs help. Everybody, whether it be an individual or a country. But there should be a limit to how far that we will go, especially in a country that we know that it could bite us in the ass.
I would think so. I mean, that's always been my thought, too, is, why are we helping the ones who, they want our help, but they don't want our help.
Right.
So, the ones that don't respect the country at all, why help them?
Sure. Absolutely.
I mean, that's the way I feel on that.
Mm-hmm.
But, you've got the activists and the rights. Well, they still have rights to get their help. So, so we aid them. But then as soon as we aid them, that's all they want. They want the rest to just be done with.
Right, yeah.
They don't want anything to do with the country or the way the country's run. They don't want us to
they just want our money.
They just want the money. They want the food, whatever it is we give them.
Yeah. Yep. And it's a shame because we've it's actually almost expected of America now.
Because we've done it for so long.
Sure. Yeah. And like you said, that's going to piss a lot of people off. I'm sure if we cut aid to Somalia and villages that are, under
that would
siege,
piss them all off too.
Absolutely.
But I think that's the way we should do it first. I don't think we should shut the border first.
Stop giving aid to other countries.
But stop giving aid to other countries first.
And help our own, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, and that's what pisses me off.
Yeah.
Is we're giving aid to all the other countries.
And we give a lot of aid, don't we?
A lot more aid than we give to our own people.
Yeah. Which brings me to our veterans, like I had mentioned yesterday. There's a perfect example. Instead of giving aid to, some third world country that's going to end up using it against us anyway, or somehow, some way it's going to bite us in the ass, why don't we help our own people, our own veterans? You know what I'm saying?
Who you think would be helped anyway. You think that they should be helped more.
Paulie got himself a friend of his that's a veteran, and he brought her down to, he helped her get to the VA and was telling me, just, Lou, you would be appalled. The shit that goes on and the way they treat these people. Like, they're subhuman almost, I mean, I didn't even want to hear about it or see any of it because it would have just gave me something that would have burned my ass and I would have went off on it, But yeah, I agree with you 100% on that. Let's stop giving away aid to countries that
want to take the flag and burn it.
God,
so if they, fine, you don't want us in your country, then you don't want our aid either. That's exactly the way I feel about it.
And that I could tell that pisses you off because you're a red-blooded American. Just talking to you here for the last week and knowing where you're from, you are as red-blooded American as red-blooded American gets. So and patriotic as hell to see a flag being burnt in a country that we've helped is like
it's wrong.
Sure, absolutely. That's like your father telling you to do something and you spitting in his face and going, nah.
And then they come here and then they say, oh well, we don't like that.
Well, we want equal rights.
Well, if you don't like the law and you don't like the language, then go back to your country and, burn your other flags.
Yep, absolutely.
So don't come here and burn ours.
Don't, in that circumstance, don't expect, I guess you could say double standards. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Don't expect things to be different here for you, but you to be able to do things differently. Think about how much debt our country is in. Daisy just brought up something about the debt that our country is in. So let's see. Think about how much debt our country is in to other countries. How can we really afford to help others if we cannot afford to help ourselves first?
Right, which is what we were just saying.
That is, that is exactly what we were just saying, and it couldn't have been put any better. I mean, why would we continue to help other countries when we can't afford to help our own country?
We can't afford to pay the country's debt.
Right, yeah.
So how can we afford to help another country when we're not only can't pay the debt, but we can't even help our own people?
Right. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. It's gotten so out of control with the way that we do things that it's almost imminent what's going to happen and what's coming and all the talks and everything. You almost can just see, war in the streets and bloodshed and just our whole way of life come crashing down and these apocalyptic movies that you see and all, you can actually see it going that way. You really can. scary.
There's always been that rioting in the streets over there and whatever, and you're starting to see it more and more here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's almost an everyday thing from one town or another state somewhere.
Yep. Police that are paid to protect us are not doing so. Immigrants' biggest issue is the pay, no taxes. John just said, that's the biggest issue with immigrants is that they pay no taxes.
They pay no taxes, and they'll work for less than what we'll work for, or what we want to work for.
They make it in the U.S. and they send it home.
And they send it back.
Right.
And it's all cash, no taxes paid, no anything. So
Absolutely.
I agree with you there.
I watched a few times standing online at Winn-Dixie and watching, and I don't mean to single people out, but it just so happened to be some Mexican people sending cash, Western Union, cash, back to Mexico. Thousands of dollars, too. It wasn't chump change, that they got paid cash that will never get taxed, except for the $5 or $6 it costs to send it. You know what I'm saying? And that's a perfect example how, making this money in the U.S., not paying any taxes, and then the money gone right out of the U.S. Doesn't go back into our own economy.
Now, and another thing, I personally knew someone who had been deported.
Okay.
3 weeks later,
they're back.
They were back. Doing the same thing, working the same thing, because their buddies here he had a lawn.
Probably got back the same way he got here in the first place.
Got back the same way he got here the first time. Went back to work. Got arrested again for a DUI a few months later.
Sent back.
Back
to work
again. A month
again.
later, he was back again.
And that month is probably only as long as it took him to get here.
And
not that he waited that month.
Maybe.
Yeah,
that's probably possible. I didn't ask him, any details about how he got here, but I knew that he got back the same way because I knew some of the people he had talked to.
Hell yeah!
So 3 times I watched him come back. I don't know if he's still here because
that's crazy, dude.
The last time I saw him, he was deported again, and one of his other buddies had just destroyed the rest of his lawn service and whatever.
You know what I don't
left.
understand?
So,
I don't understand that whole situation. Here we have a country that's 90 miles off the coast of our southernmost point in Miami, who wants to do commerce with us, who wants to become friendly with us. Cuba, I'm talking about.
Right.
But then we have a country that is snuggled right up against us, who wants to go to war with us. But yet we're trying to embrace Mexico and shun Cuba?
And I don't know the real details because really that
I really don't
Cuban
either. But
missile crisis thing and
it's
whatever started it to begin with
has it, right?
was before my time. So, but it's been that way since. Yeah. Now they're wanting to do business with us now and do some trade. They want their people to be able to come back home.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that is like some other kind of thing going on with it.
We solved all of that.
But then you've got there's one person they don't for sure they don't want Miley Cyrus coming.
Yeah, I don't
banned
blame him.
from there.
I don't blame him. We got a caller calling in. Hey, you're live on the air with Talk Shit Radio. Who am I talking to?
Lewis, this is Stuart. How are you?
Stuart, how are you, sir?
Good. When you have a chance, can you give me a buzz back?
I certainly will, Stuart. I got that for you. Yes.
Okay, buddy.
Yes, I got you, and I'll call you back.
All right, I love your show.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. That was Stuart from our simulcasting company.
Gotcha.
I don't think he expected to be on the air.
No, probably not.
Yeah, so Daisy's dropping me some messages and stuff like that. Cuba communists. Cuba, they're communists. That's why. I think that's why we still haven't done anything to deal with. And Mexico is all about tourists and drugs.
Well, it can't be just that Cuba is communist and that's why we won't do business with them because China. China.
Hey, I just sent a message and it went through. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Well, that's all right. Maybe your 3 days is up.
It could be.
By the hour, to the minute, to the second.
Yeah, enough said, right?
But, we do business with China. We do business with other communist countries.
Yeah.
So, I don't particularly think that just the communism was the reason. I think it was because of the way that they treated their people.
Gotcha.
In Cuba, that we didn't do business with them.
I think the fact that what's his name, Jose Cuervo or whatever is not Jose Cuervo.
That's Mexico again.
Fidel Castro.
Fidel.
Yeah, I think when he,
which I thought he was going to die. He's still alive. I think. No, I'm not sure.
I don't remember. I don't know. It shows you how much
I know his brother was supposed to be taking over.
Right.
And I think his brother was like a little bit softer than softer is not the word, but he's a little bit softer towards the U.S.
Yeah.
And wanted to improve their country's economy. So, they're looking for money too, and we haven't never given them anything.
And we've always still had the embargo and all of that shit.
We've sent missionaries over there, I think, and they're still not looked upon very nicely over there as they are in some other countries either.
Yeah.
But
I've got some Cuban American friends, and I still, even talking to them, still don't understand what happened. I mean, I got one buddy who lived in Miami. His family went through that whole thing when they sent the refugees and all of that, and had them under I-95 and all of that kind of stuff. And yeah, Castro's been shitting on some people over there. But yeah, well, it's communism, I guess, and that's basically what it is. And like this message I got, Mexico, that's all about tourism and drugs. Think about it.
Yeah.
You go there as a tourist, you can walk into any drugstore and buy whatever you want. That's not exactly what he meant, but I was just making a joke out of it.
Right. Yeah.
Anyway, moving right along. It's there's a shit sandwich going on. No matter what border you look at, no matter where you look, no matter where you go, no matter what you talk about, we have a shit sandwich going on everywhere. I am now going to click over to some Hernando County news. We have Hernando County hires a firm to help create a marketing plan for apparently, and the picture is Wikiwachi mermaids. So let's get over and get some of this full story. Hernando County Commission have hired a firm to create a new marketing plan for the county. According to the partners of the Tampa Bay Times, the county hired a Jacksonville-based Golden Associates to help develop the marketing plan. One key part of the plan could include marketing the Wikiwachi mermaids. Yeah, and like I've been saying that's because we have Six Flags coming, and now they want to, bring all sorts of money into the county and look at us type thing. The commission agreed to pay $50,000 to buy the trademark and websites for what will be called either the Florida Mermaid Trail or the Mermaid Trail. So that'll tell you right there, the county is looking to take over Wikiwachi and
Wikiwachi's been in trouble for a little while now. I know they were having some problems. Obviously, with the economy the way it is, they're just not getting enough visitors. They weren't getting enough people, and Wikiwachi was just going kind of downhill. They weren't able to afford to keep just the upkeep, let alone pay people's salaries.
Yeah, I know they were in trouble there for a little bit. Because it was privately owned, wasn't it?
It was.
Yes, and they got in trouble. The corporation that owned it got in trouble, money-wise anyway. Yeah, yep. Gotcha. I got a little definition.
A definition?
For the whole Communist Party of Cuba.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to go back to that right now. But yeah, I know. Like I said, like you were saying, the Wikiwachi was in trouble because remember they had the hotel that they owned across the street,
right?
Which they no longer own.
Right.
Right. Okay. So yeah, that makes sense. But I mean, the county's broke as it is. They're going to pay $50,000 for a park, but that just goes to show you that with all the marketing and stuff they're planning and all the shit that's going on in the county and how they're building and this and that. It's coming.
I know
the park's coming.
I know that the main highway that runs up the coast, the improvements have been made to a lot of the buildings. I mean, they've added hotels. Yeah. They've added newer, bigger hotels. They've widened the road again. And now, like you said, they're putting in sidewalks all the way from one end to the other. It didn't used to be there.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, well, you know, what are they doing? Making it ready for, there's going to be a lot more people that can't afford to drive, can't afford to, so they're going to be walking. They're going to be needing the sidewalks.
Yeah, that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the economy is shitty here now, and you know, but I still don't understand. Bro, you've seen that sidewalk going up, what is it, 10, 15 miles north of Highway 50? There's nothing up there. It's bear country. There's signs up there that say, beware of bears. I'm not going to let my kid walk down that road, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but there's a lot of people now that ride bikes. And
or
they have that bike trail that goes from,
or
it goes miles.
Yeah. Or
it's
going to turn into Little Orlando. Because the amusement park's going to be up there.
Well, yeah, probably eventually. And, you know, now they're planning, if they were to plan ahead this highway thing, they wouldn't be redoing it 3 times in a row. If they had to put the sidewalks in, like the county before them did,
yeah,
that meets
wasn't it proposed in the beginning to go in, but they just tried to trim some fat?
I don't remember about that
think
part.
There was a big thing about it.
I don't know about that part, but I do know that in the next county down from Pasco, Pinellas,
yeah,
when they did their highway, they put sidewalks in.
Yep.
Now, granted, they went from 2 lanes to 4, and now there's 6, which is really, they put turn lanes in it too, so you're really 8 lanes wide now instead of just 6, because you've got the extra turn lanes on both sides now, and the sidewalks.
Yeah.
And now the new water improvements. Well, they should have just done the water improvements first.
Yes.
If they looked at it for the long run term, they should have done this stuff first. That's what they make them do when they put in a development now. They make them put all of the utility stuff in first, the drainage, before you can even put out your lots and even start putting any buildings on it. You're going to do all of the main waterworks.
Gotcha,
and the
yes.
main utility stuff first.
Yeah, which, I mean, makes sense, obviously. You want to get all of that shit laid down, and then...
I think what it is, they said, well, we're making them do it. Well, maybe that would work better if we did that on our own projects.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they were doing that before. They weren't doing it long term. Well, let's just go... They put in all new ornamental plants and whatever.
Right, yep. And these drainage ditches they were making, they just don't, they can't handle it.
Next year they dug them up and said, okay, well, we're digging this all up because now we're going to change the medians now instead of making them nice, wide, and beautiful with all this grass and all these plants.
Yeah.
And we're going to make them narrow, skinny little things with turn lanes in them so we don't have to maintain them anymore and pay money there.
Yep.
After we just spent all of your tax money from the last 5 years, we just spent it putting all these ornamental plants in that we're tearing out.
Right. Yeah. It's like, well, that's a little counterproductive there, guys.
That's what I thought. That's what I was like, why did they do that? Why did they even spent almost a whole year putting in all that ornamental stuff and rearranging the median so that stuff would fit?
I got a traffic alert that I want to get to real quick. Coming up on State Road 54 and 7 Springs Boulevard at Rowan Road, about an hour ago reported. Doesn't have any more information. Then we have an accident with blockage on US 19 southbound at Darlington Road, reported 10 minutes ago. Left lane, the left turn lane is blocked, so for those of you heading down US 19, you've got that. And then we do have a red alert, closed due to accident, Gun Highway, which is like a nightmare to begin with, and Van Dyke, which is even like a worser nightmare to begin with. So it's Gun and Van Dyke. We've got a closure due to an accident, which means it's pretty bad. So there's no northbound traffic, and it's being diverted at Van Dyke Road, so be careful out there. Other than that, guys, I've got,
Wasn't a very happy Friday for those travelers.
No, but I mean, other than that, that's really, really, really all we've got as far as traffic alerts and stuff. Malfunction junction, I-4-275, normal slowdowns, everything's in the yellow except for those 3 traffic alerts.
And our weather is obviously the same. I mean, it's already 78 degrees.
Yeah. Yep.
And it's 50% chance of rain.
It's actually 80 degrees here at Kennedy Studios. Still 98% humidity. Freaking 80 degrees. It's 9 o'clock in the morning, dude. Holy shit.
I know. And you know what? I miss being, like just anywhere north of Florida, it seems, is the nights cool off. You get that little break. But here, it just seems like it's 80 degrees all the time.
Yeah. Yep. I just got a question from my buddy John. Could you push out all major cities' traffics, or at least East Coast? Yeah, I could definitely do that. Yeah, it'll take some little more production on my part, but yeah, it's not hard, especially the major cities we're in. Right. That wouldn't be a problem. Plus, I mean, we're on Spreaker and all of that, so it all depends on where the audience and where I see the demographics building. And that'll dictate
what cities we start doing the local traffic.
Right. And I can look at the statistics from our broadcast account to see where the traffic's coming in. So that's a nice thing about it. We're about at that time where I got to take a few quick little breaks. I got a commercial I got to throw in here, but I don't have it up.
No.
Yes, I don't have it loaded and ready. Of course,
you were unprepared. It's Friday.
It is.
That's our excuse. It's Friday.
That's the story I'm using. That's what I'm sticking to. So
the Friday excuse Friday.
Exactly. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I did want to get a message from Michael Minardi up, our legal advisor, but for some reason.
You don't have that up either?
It's not where it's supposed to be. So we're gonna pull a little search and see what it says. It says nah.
It says no.
It says nah. You don't have nothing up. So we're gonna go over to here and see what we got. See, now I'm really delving into the system here and looking and seeing. That was a word.
Making you work. It's making you work.
It is. It's definitely making me work, and I don't like it. So while I am looking for this, we're just going to talk some random shit.
Some random?
Random shit.
Random.
Yeah, random shit.
Okay.
Oh my God, what, John? What are you oh my God about? Pussyfoot around it, buddy. Call me up. 352-410-2084. We'll get you live. Don't make me call you. He won't answer the phone.
Yeah, he can put it. Yeah, we have to answer the phone.
Yeah,
when it comes here,
oh shit. So a little about Michael Minardi is minardilaw.com. He's a real good civil rights lawyer, cannabis activist. Belongs to a bunch of organizations that deal with the legalization of medical. He says I'm a P word. No, you're not. You're just shy. I was shy too, remember? If you think back to the first show you watched me do, Johnny, it was pathetic to sit there and have to watch me do 23 minutes of it. I could barely speak. I didn't know what I was talking about. And, I couldn't tell you how many times I bombed and was nervous. You seem like you're over that hump now. You're doing all right. First couple days you were like...
maybe.
Yeah.
It's got its moments still.
Yeah. Well, when you got somebody like me that's constantly flapping their lips and doesn't give you 30 seconds to finish what you're saying, it definitely makes it challenging.
You throw me off when you stop. And it's like, it's my turn.
Yeah, if I didn't do that, you'd get confused, right?
Yeah. That's it. Yeah. Not that I'm not somewhat confused all the time anyway.
Yeah, well, it happens. Hey, listen, the best of us get confused. Shit happens. And that's why we call this show Talk Shit. All right, so I got a quick commercial I'm going to throw up, and then we're going to play a couple minutes of music. We will be back shortly. I got Minardi Law and then some Van Halen we're going to throw up. We'll be right back with you, folks.
Hello, my name is Michael Minardi. I'm a board member at Normal of Florida, and we support your vote yes on Amendment 2. Why? Because Amendment 2 will help so many thousands of Americans in the state of Florida. There's already a report that over 400,000 people would already qualify with their illnesses for the medical use of cannabis. It is important that people are allowed to use cannabis or have the ability to choose the medical use of cannabis over prescription medications. This isn't about giving it to the kids. This isn't about legalization. What this is about is adults between their doctor deciding whether or not cannabis is a reasonable option for their illness, whether or not it's a safe option for their illness, and whether or not they have the ability to use cannabis for their illness.
Nardi Law, 772-463-6571.
Hello, my name is Michael Minardi. I'm a...
Bomba-dee-da, 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 bomba-dee-da,
until
bomba-dee-da,
we meet
bomba-dee-da,
again.
bomba-dee-da,
Happy trails to you.
bomba-dee-da, bomba-dee-da,
Keep smiling until then.
Who cares about the clouds when we're together?
Just sing a song and think about sunny weather. Yes, I am singing, folks.
Happy trails to you till we meet again.
Talk Shit will be right back after this song. We'll close out the show.
All my life I never stopped to worry about a thing. Open up and shout it out, never try to sing. Wondering if I've done it wrong. Will this depression last for long? Won't you tell me where have all the good times gone? Where have all the good times gone? Where have all the good times gone? Once we had an easy ride and always felt the same. Time was on our side and we had everything to gain. Let it be like yesterday. Is that me or happy days? Mom and Pa look back on all the things they used to do. Never had no money and they always told the truth. Daddy didn't need no little toys. Mommy didn't need no little boys. Won't you tell me where have all the good times gone? Where have all the good times gone? Where have all the good times gone? Yesterday was such an easy game for you to play. But then let's face it, things are easier today. Yes, you need some bringing down. Get your feet back on the ground. Won't you tell me where have all the good times gone? 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 Where have all the good times gone?
And we are back with Talk Shit Radio. And I have a very special caller on the line. This is Kira from Kira. I hope I'm saying it right. I hope I'm not butchering it too bad. From Florida Angels of Mercy. Their organization is the one who is sponsoring this Canna Crush event. And we're going to bring her in. And we're going to talk a little about the event. Kira, you're live. Go ahead, sweetheart. Tell us about this this event that Florida Angels of Mercy is hosting up there at Rock Crusher Canyon. Tell us about what Florida Angels of Mercy does and all of that good stuff.
Well, good morning, and thank you for having me.
You're very welcome.
We are putting on this Canna Crush event, first of all, to celebrate the 9,000 petitions that were distributed out in Central Florida. And we handed over 2,500 in with signatures. So it's to celebrate getting on the ballot and celebrate those that have survived the drug wars of our United States. You'll learn. We'll have speakers there that will talk about the first federal research patient, Mr. Randall, all the way to people that will be in the industry, lights, growers, future business people. So we have from the past, present, and what might be in the future. We're going to talk about the differences between what the vote yes on 2 means, what medical necessity is, and what affirmative action is. We'll have politicians, people running for office, Adrian Wiley and Bill Willister. They're running for Attorney General and Governor with the Libertarians. And I believe we're going to have a man running for commissioner here in the Citrus County also speaking. So we've got a wide variety. It's going to be, very fast-paced. All of these people will be out in the audience. Dahlia will be there as well, the Canna Moms.
Awesome.
They will be out in the audience with everyone. They'll have tables. They'll be selling if they have products or answering your questions, giving contact information. Florida Angels of Mercy is a nonprofit that originally started all because of Dahlia. These parents didn't have a choice, and neither did the little girl. She's now on cannabis oil. We had a benefit and helped get them out to Colorado. The last scans on her tumors had shrunk 38% on the cannabis oil. So we're very excited about that. Dahlia looks great today, considering. When I met her in November, she did not look so good. So we're happy about that. We're trying to raise the money because now that Rick Scott has signed the CBD bill and vote yes on 2 will go through, we have no doubt. Many people are going to need help getting this medicine. Currently, the tubes of medicine for one seizure patient could be, if not exceed, $1,500 a month.
That's quite a bit of money for a lot of people out there that don't have it.
Well, and the problem is, once these children or the patients get sick, you can't work. And if it's your child, you can't work because you're taking care of the child or in the hospital.
Right.
So many of the parents have lost their jobs, their cars, their homes, all in an effort to save their children. And there is a cure, or at least a better alternative to most of the pharmaceuticals. The pharmaceuticals are toxic. Cannabis is not. We have plenty of evidence right in front of our eyes. Our government pays to have research done over in Israel. This is ridiculous. They've patented it. They clearly know it's medicine. So we've all worked really hard this last year, and we want to celebrate that, and we want to help everybody understand the differences in the different kind of laws regarding cannabis, hemp, all of it.
Yeah, it's not just
the medicine.
Right, correct. It's not just that. It's the advantage of the whole plant and everything.
Right, because this is a medicine for our planet. It's going to, it does so much. It doesn't pull the nutrients out of the dirt.
Right. Yep.
We can make houses that don't leave a carbon footprint. I could go on for hours.
Certainly, there's so many things that the environment, the people, everything that can benefit. I agree from the whole plant, not just the CBDs or the THC. Just putting medical completely aside. You know what I mean? It's there's more to it.
Right. And over in I think it's China, where the radioactive stuff's leaking, they have actually planted hemp to help clean the soil and the air.
I read something about that.
Yes. We've got to clean up our world.
I thought
Clearly,
that was absolutely amazing that they've done that and that the plant is capable of doing it.
Yes. Yes, it's a medicine for our earth. We need to go back to the basics, and the basics start with our ground, where all our food is grown and things like that.
Yep.
it's amazing the hemp houses, what they do. They breathe, they don't mold, they're incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell me a little more about Florida Angels of Mercy. I know we're talking a little about this event and stuff, but tell me what brought Florida Angels of Mercy to get to the point where they're at and helping the people the way they're helping people to come up with this event.
To come up with this event, well, we need the money to get these oils first to the seizure kids that it will probably go into effect for first. There's so many people that can't buy the medicine, and because it's illegal, we can't purchase the THC cannabis oils. We don't advocate anything that's illegal, but these people not only need help with their medicine, they need help with electric, maybe a new tire, gas to get to the doctor, maybe they need a ride to the doctor. We're trying to help get resources for people. The Canna Moms have a great database, and we want to be able to help a lot of those kids that reach out to them. Help people that might need medical necessity now. That's about an $800 charge.
Yeah.
Right. And defend people such as yourself or myself that have been arrested.
Victims.
And now victims. The victims of this drug war.
Yep.
And it's not just people that are victims. Our country is a victim.
Absolutely.
So we, try and hook up parents. I get calls all the time for parents, with children with cancer or even adults, looking for resources, more information, another person that has the same disease as them, perhaps.
Somebody to relate to, yeah.
Right. So sometimes it's just a matter of connecting people together.
Right, yep.
Or, maybe that somebody just got arrested and they, are looking for a lawyer. So we can, give them ideas on lawyers that we know are, currently aware of the laws and not just, going in to do a normal speeding ticket.
And Kara, I mean, that's a big thing right there. Yeah, okay, there are lawyers out there, but then there's lawyers out there that are knowledgeable about medical necessity. There's a huge difference. You could hire a good lawyer, but it doesn't make them good with medical necessity. So you could still lose your case,
Right, exactly, and that was the problem with my case. I have had wonderful lawyers. They tried their best, but they were not aware of the opportunities that we have had since 1776 when we declared independence. So, I suffered the consequence, but what I suffered, I hope I can take my knowledge and this nonprofit and not only help people get their medicine and, resources to contacts, networking, how to help the community. There's so many parents I haven't been able to help. And I've literally had to tell them, there's nothing I can do for you right now. I'm so busy trying to get this law passed.
Yeah.
And, but this is what you can do. And so many parents, it's so refreshing that so many parents have been so strong and taken our advice and the advice of the Canna Moms. I send people to them daily, I think, with the different variety of diseases or ailments that their children have. We're like a huge family now. It's normal for me to have people call and say, I've got these supplies, medical supplies, I want to donate. Does someone need them? And I'll post it on my Facebook page.
Right.
Or like last night, I found a post. This mother would like to buy a little battery-operated four-wheel, truck or car for their child that can't move their legs, so that he can be out in the yard with his brothers and sisters. And I thought that was incredible.
Yeah,
that would be.
It just goes to show that what Florida Angels of Mercy does goes way beyond just advocating about the cannabis plant and the hemp plant. You guys are all about helping those in need of help, and not just always cannabis related. I mean, that's what it seems to me. I know in my situation, it's related, but it's not. I mean, you guys are helping us in relation, but it's not related in anything. You know what I mean?
Right. The support system.
Yes, thank you. You took the words right out of my mouth. Yes. The support system is huge.
When I have to tell somebody I can't help you right now, or I legally can't get you the medicine, it's so frustrating and sad. I can sit there and watch a child seizing.
Yeah.
And no, I can. It's wrong. And these parents, and I talk about the children, but this isn't just about cute bald kids. But as adults, we have the right and we have a voice.
Mm-hmm.
And we can choose, like I did, to break the law to save my life, which I really believe cannabis has saved my life.
I believe
and the
it
quality,
would have. Yeah.
Yeah, the quality of life is so incredibly better, my quality of life.
Look at the studies that they've got now. I mean, it reverses the effects of brain damage done by meth. It puts a coating over the brain to help with Alzheimer's disease. I mean, just the benefits of it, and let's not even talk about what it does to cancer. Look at everything else that's out there. Now you start talking about cancer. Listen, my mother died of lung, liver, and bone cancer. You got bone cancer. It's in your marrow. Your marrow is where your blood's developed. It's rancid through your body. If we would have known, 20 years ago, and basically it's been, my daughter's 20 years old. It was 19 years ago my mother passed away. If I would have known just a 16th of what I know about the medical benefits of cannabis to cancer. Hell, I would have took my mother and went somewhere where, I'm not saying it would have saved her life because her cancer was very, very advanced, but damn, it would have prolonged her life a little more to where she would have maybe lived, a couple more years to enjoy her first and oldest granddaughter. Who knows? Nobody really knows, but we can only assume now with what we know. You know what I'm saying? What it would have done for these people and what it's doing for these people.
Well, and if only this plant made her life better while she was sick.
Yeah.
Made it so she didn't want to throw up. Made it so she wanted to sit up and eat. Made it so that she would enjoy her family and her family could look at her and not see the pain in her face. Not watch her wince. If it only did that, it would be worth it.
Yeah.
Yes, I was alive, but I was in so much incredible pain.
Mm-hmm.
And I was so weak. And just 2 hits off a joint, and I got out of a wheelchair.
Nice.
Now, granted, I didn't have the strength to, the endurance. I had to work that back up.
Yeah.
But, and I know it sounds like I'm a preacher or an evangelist, but literally 2 hits off a joint, and I got out of that wheelchair. And my children were very young at the time, and they looked up, and they're so cute. They said, "Ew, I don't know what that smell is, but Mommy, I've never seen your face look like that."
Nice.
They were talking about the pain in my face.
Yep.
Right. Chris, you're like, whatever that is, it stinks. That really stinks, Mom. So, the sad thing is, I was married to a police officer, and I'm not proud of this, but I am somewhat proud of it. I sent my teenage daughter to school to get me a joint, because where was I going to get one? That's not right.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I've been approached by my children when I was at my worst to say, "Hey, listen, do you want me to call somebody? Listen, you're terrible," because my anger. I do want to give a quick shout out to all the loved ones that we have lost. My mother, my buddy Uncle his Uncle Ronnie, so many people. Hell, there's a long list at the end of the show that I want to go over and definitely, give a quick shout out to. But yeah, I mean, the kids recognize it. They see that the parents are in pain and they want to do what they can and it's just like, honey, no, I don't want you to do that for me. You know what I mean?
Right. And they had, I literally woke up one day and was sick. I mean, I had a couple days where it was like gaining momentum, and then it flared. And I laid down and said, okay, I'm going to lay down and be sick today. Well, the next day, oh my gosh. And, it led into a week. And by the end of the week, my muscles were so stiff from the MS symptoms of it,
right, that
I was done. At that point, it didn't matter how many pills I took. I couldn't.
But how many pills did you take to counteract the effects of those pills? You know what I mean? That's what drives me crazy. You can confidently use cannabis, knowing that I don't have to take anything else to counteract what the cannabis is doing to me because it's non-invasive. It's
non-toxic.
Yeah. Yep.
Period. It's that simple. It's non-toxic. It does not build up in your brainstem.
And never once did any statistic. And Kira, I mean, you've been fighting this fight for some time. I mean, never one does any statistic say that there's people out there that have smoked a joint, gone into a fit of rage, robbed the convenience store because they had to get their next fix.
Yeah, no.
It doesn't work like that.
No, it doesn't work like that at all. And then there's the synthetic marijuana. Who in the world was thinking that was a good idea?
Listen, that pisses me off when they even relate it and say that it's synthetic marijuana. It is not synthetic marijuana. It is named synthetic marijuana because of people that don't know what they're talking about. It is poison.
Yes.
Period.
Straight poison. There is no good part to that. I mean, not even the fact that it's natural. Most of it, whatever that is, grass or whatever they cut and put in there, it's just incredible watching. I've seen people that do that.
Yeah.
And there's times they can't even have a conversation with you. It's like, really, why do you do that?
Yep. Smoking potpourri. They're smoking potpourri. That's what they're smoking.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's freaking kids.
Yucky.
It's disgusting.
I would tend to believe that's worse than cigarettes.
It's got to be as bad, Kara. I got to tell you, it's got to be as bad. But real quick, I want to get back on the event and a little more details because we only got about 20 minutes left of the show, and I've got a few other things that I've got to cover before we get off of here with you. So, a little more quick about the show. Again, it's going to be on Saturday the 20th, correct?
Correct.
Which is what, 10 days away, 15 days away?
15.
15 days away, yep. Tickets are available. You can go to the event page on Facebook. We will also have tickets available for sale, right, Kara?
Correct. I will have them in the mail today.
I had to throw that out to you. And then again, we're going to have Kara on the phone. Am I butchering your name, by the way?
No, it is Kara.
Okay, all right. I just want to make sure I wasn't butchering it. We're going to have you on the phone on the 15th when we give away the tickets to a lucky random caller or a lucky 10th caller. We're not sure how we're going to do it. I might just let the phones ring and pick somebody. But yeah, so I look forward to being there with you and meeting you in person. I appreciate the phone call and kind of educating us a little more. I do want to encourage you to call us in more, and like I said, I'll give you the mic and you talk about everything and anything we need to talk about with this.
Well, great, and you forgot to mention you're going to be there.
I did forget to mention that Talk Shit Radio is going to be at the conference. We're hoping to talk to people and help promote the cause as well as the cause, but we hope to meet some people and network and try to help our situation out as well. Right,
the networking will be invaluable. I've been going to some of these conferences, and it's incredible, the connections and the common bond. Florida Cannabis Coalition has grabbed onto that. We all have a common bond.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We're all working towards the same goal. That is for sure. You know.
And we're hoping that the United for Care bus will be out there, but we haven't got confirmation on that yet.
That would be pretty cool. I'd like to get some pictures of that and get that up on the website as well. So, yeah. Which brings me to we're going to get some pictures of you and all of us together out there and get them up on the Facebook page. We'll get it up on the Florida Angels of Mercy page. We'll get it up on the Talk Shit page. So, yeah, we're definitely going to promote the hell out of this. And even after, when it is legal, I say, because, Kara, we all know that it is going to be legal. We're not going to give up because there's going to be plenty of work to do and plenty of other things to do.
Well, and God forbid we don't get this to go through this time, we will not stop. And even after, we know we're probably going to be making trips to Tallahassee still to, work out the kinks. This isn't going to be done when we vote yes on 2. There's still a lot of work to do.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
There's growing production, but the jobs that this is going to create, not just growing it, jobs for people in the tourist industry and radio, and this is a whole world economics.
It's more. There is a bigger picture. Yes, absolutely. And we encourage everybody to educate themselves. Like I've been saying, don't form an opinion off of what other people are saying, so on and so forth. Educate yourself and make your own opinion. But, Kara, we have to move on. I thank you for calling in, and make it a point to call us anytime.
Thank you, and you have a hempy day.
You have an even hempier day.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That was Kara from Canna Crush and the event with Florida Angels of Mercy that they're sponsoring. We've been invited, and we're going to go there and we're going to show our support. We have, like I said, we have some tickets available for sale. We have 2 tickets we're going to give away. What else you got in the news there, brother? Yeah. Do I even have your mic up? No. I do. It's up. Turn the switch on.
I didn't switch it off.
Whoa, hello.
I didn't switch it off.
Now the mic's back on. You might have when you were moving it.
Maybe.
Yeah. Shit happens.
Yeah, I guess. But I don't remember turning it off.
Yeah, well.
I wouldn't have turned off my mic intentionally.
I
I had something to say. I started to say it, and I was like, no, I don't hear myself. He must still have me off. And I was like, not going to interrupt you while you were in your conversation with her because she made some very interesting points. So I just wanted to, let her go right on with her.
Yeah, I hear you. It's interesting. I'm looking forward to meeting her and everybody else there. We're going to do as much promotion, and we're going to get them tickets up and sell some tickets. We are going to just keep rocking and rolling and talking shit about this until it is no longer an issue. Then the next thing we move on to is going to be, like I had said, being able to take it from one state and transport it to another state without being worried about anything. Because, why? That's what we do.
Yeah. Now, I was reading somewhere the other day that even when this goes through, that they've still only allowed, there's only going to be 3 dispensaries.
Yeah. It's going to be very...
This is an awful big state for only 3 dispensaries.
Yeah. It's going to be very, very limited. A lot of people are,
like she said, there's a lot of kinks to work out.
Yeah, and a lot of people are thinking, they're going to come down here with a bunch of money and start up a grow business. Wake up. It's not going to be like that, people. It really isn't. You have to think, first of all, this is Florida you're dealing with. Okay, for those of you that live here and know Florida, nothing is accomplished, without greasing a bunch of palms. All right, if you don't think for 1 second that if you don't put some grease in some palms, you're mistaken. Yeah, not the trees. You're mistaken. You're not going to get nothing. You're not going to get away with anything. You're not going to be able to to be one of these who cash in. And for those of you that are just looking to just cash in, you're going to be fought tooth and nail all the way about it. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, and because they're going to be looking. There's going to be a lot of people wanting to get that first fast cash.
Yeah. And get out. There's a lot of people that are already here and doing it and advocating and stuff, and they're really only in it for the cash. So I just got a link from my buddy here. Let's see what we got. Pull it up and see. Transporting legalized marijuana, safety concerns. All right, so here we go. We have the article up about the safety concerns from Seattle, Washington State Liquor Council Board. I'm going to leave this up, and this is something that we are going to be all over Monday for sure. My buddy goes, I want to cash in. Who we kidding? You are not the only one, brother. Yeah. But I want to make sure that it's pure and not polluted, because I am a big part of this now. I'm deeper in it now than I'm not just a pot smoker who needs it to keep his anger. You know, I have a woman in my life who needs it to keep her life. So I'm deep into it. I'm deep, and I plan on doing everything I can to do what I can.
And this is one of the ways.
And this is exactly one of the ways. I'll get on here and I'll preach and I'll preach and I'll preach and I'll preach. So be it. I know there's some people out there that are not going to like it, but I don't care. I don't give a shit. I really don't. I'll talk the shit, but I won't give it. By Joe, I think he's got it. So, I'm looking at Vice News again, and I always love to get back to Vice News, and there's a lot of crazy shit going on that we really haven't even touched on today because we were so busy with other things, which is fine. I got no problem with that. I like being busy. Makes the day go by. The first 45 minutes was like dragging on.
Yeah, it just kind of like was so slow first thing this morning, I guess.
But then other days you realize.
But see, now we're in our last 10 minutes.
And yeah, now it's going to be like
our last 12 minutes.
12 minutes.
My clock. I got 12,
you got
12 minutes.
12 minutes, 5 seconds to be exact.
Oh yeah. You've got the timer, right? You can have it right down to the last second.
Yes, and I do. And we actually broadcasted early this morning by about 4 seconds early before 7. So, I can actually go
just a little ahead.
Let's not get crazy. Yeah, hopefully I'm going to get my buddy, I'm going to get him to grow some cojones. Get him to come on and talk some politics and shit like that. You see, I got my buddy Anthony that called yesterday. He's big on politics, following what's going on. We got JB that calls in all the time, talking about this ISIS threat. I love it. It just brings more content to the show.
I keep saying I'm not much into politics, but the more stupider the people are in there, it just.
Listen, doing this, you can't help but to.
I'm tired of seeing the stupider people keep doing stupider things.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And doing what we do, you can't help but not to get into politics, because it just, being that we talk shit, it just gives us so much to talk shit about. Listen, if we have nothing to talk shit about politics, then we live in a perfect world, and then something's really, really wrong.
And we're far from a perfect world.
Yeah, we are far from it. Yeah.
And getting farther every day.
Johnny says, my buddy says, I can't do politics, man. I hate them all. Transportation, he wants it. Hey, that's fine with me. There's plenty to talk about when it comes to transportation as well, buddy, because, you deal with a lot of politics and transportation.
A lot.
Oh, boy. Yeah, they took my license from me. All because of, idiots voting for idiots. You said it, buddy. You ain't kidding. It's almost as bad as children having children. Well, it's pretty similar, isn't it? Children
having children.
Yeah.
Right.
Might as well be half of the people in office are children playing adults. Yeah, my youngest revealed to me that she wants to get into politics.
One of my boys has recently said that too.
Yeah.
And he had some issues with the law not too long ago.
Yeah, I remember you telling me yesterday.
He's like, I'm wanting to get into politics, and I'm not going to pursue this.
She could She could cash in on her last name. Kennedy.
Well, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a name.
Absolutely. That's a name associated with politics. Just going to have to buy her a really big bulletproof vest with a bulletproof limo. And I'll buy it for me. I'm going to drive her around. Who am I kidding, man? That would be badass. Accident-wise, we are golden. It actually has cleared up quite a bit. The only accident is the one reported on Gun Highway, reported about an hour ago. Bro, I've yet to see traffic this clear on a Friday afternoon. Oh, we got a new alert, and I would be willing to bet it is a serious accident on Bay Drive, Starkey Road. Both lanes have shutdowns, but, I mean, for the most part, bada bing, nothing.
Not a thing.
Yeah, it's actually pretty interesting to see that.
Quiet Friday?
Yeah, yeah. But you know what's going to happen later on today?
Rain.
And
then accidents.
That drive home, doomed.
You know, it happens every time it rains here.
Doomed.
It's like, you know, rain here is like snow into the north.
Yeah, people don't know how to drive. That's what it is. A little bit of rain, God forbid it snowed down here. People would freak out. They would flip. Everybody, I could just imagine what it would be like.
I've seen it snow here once. Back in, it was a long time ago.
I've seen a little dusting on the ground.
It was like 80, we made snowballs.
Did you?
We had that much snow.
Nice.
It didn't stay long. You know, granted, it was melted before the sun went down that day.
Yeah.
But we did have enough to make snowballs. We put a couple in the freezer, you know, to save for a little while. They got hard as a rock. But it did snow. And that was, you know, 81, 82, somewhere back then.
Yeah.
And I've seen it flurry here once, but never stick to the ground, and I've seen a lot of frost.
My brother-in-law, I've seen frost all the time. We
So
see frost
those
all
that
the time.
think that it doesn't get cold here,
It does.
It gets cold enough,
Yeah.
but it warms right up.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and even when it's dead of winter, and it's still very, very cold, it's still not cold enough to hold the ground temperature's not cold enough to hold the snow. So yeah, it is funny when it does snow, or if you do see little snow flurries and shit. But we get snow here all the time, even in the summertime. It just falls down in the form of rain. It's Florida snow for you folks.
Well, we get hail.
You know what I like doing?
We do get some hail.
And I do it to my buddy John that I'm talking to all the time. They'll have like 4 foot of snow on the ground, and I'll be sitting in shorts and a T-shirt. Kids are playing in the pool, you know what I'm saying? Taking pictures, sending it to them, going, so nice down here. But then, during the summer when it's decent up there and nice and I'm dying, they're sending me messages going, not so hot up here. Bastards. We got about 6 minutes to go, buddy. I want to, I want to give a shout out and remembrance to the people we've lost in our lives. Those of you who have ones that we've lost to, diseases that are still being researched and things of that nature. Give a quick second of silence for them. And we want to thank those who are fighting for those people who can't fight for themselves. Thank our veterans for out there doing what they do, and the survivors. We want to tell the survivors to keep up the faith, keep fighting for what you're fighting for. Fight for what you believe in. Don't ever give up, because
don't ever give up your hope.
Right, because if you believe what you're fighting for is worth it, then it's worth it. That's really all I can think about when it comes to that. I was one of those who always had a cause, but never always gave up on the fight, just because it was long and hard, and never again. And I will never give up, because I have too much to lose and too much to fight for now, and way too much ammunition. Ammunition
is always good when it comes to that, to not be able to give, or not to have to give up your fight.
Exactly. We do have a interesting show planned for Tuesday of next week. I'm not sure what Monday's going to bring, but Tuesday of next week I have an author, and I'll have more information on Monday to give. We have an author that's going to call in who is a terrorist expert. You know, he's does a lot of
an expert
things.
On terrorism.
Right, yes. Not that he's an expert terrorist, but he's an expert on terrorism. And he's also a Kennedy assassination guy. He wrote a book about the Kennedy assassination. And all
so he knows a lot about the...
Yeah, which to me is a really cool subject because, you know, President Kennedy, I'm a Kennedy. I always, you know, just name association, I guess. Not that, you know, I'm related or anything, but it's a cool subject to me. And the fact that there's so many different stories and conspiracy theories and things of that nature that I always like to see, you know, or hear other people's opinion and you know, what they think what went on. Because it's different than what I think. You know, it's different than what I know. So it just makes for an interesting day.
All right.
What do you got? You got any shout-outs for anybody, thanking anybody for listening or anything like that?
Oh, yeah, I'd like to thank everybody for listening.
Most certainly.
I'd like to thank Kara for calling in and giving us more information.
Yes, absolutely. I want to say TJIF, thank God it's Friday. Thank Marcy for texting. You know, she's always piping up on the chat that we have. We have a new listener, Maria, that listens. She's piped up. We have Daisy who sends us messages. I want to give a very big thank you to my buddy John for feeding me some information this morning. That's why I was a little distracted. He was sending me messages of things to look at and read about and stuff like that. He goes, he got shot in the head. Kennedy. Yeah. Case closed, right? Okay. John says, what? Debate's over. He got shot in the head. Well, I want to thank him for listening. Everyone, really, you know.
And I want to thank my boy, too. One of my boys has been listening here faithfully now, I guess.
Absolutely.
And
I want to thank you.
He's out of town. He's going to catch the show later, but he wants to come in one day and sit down because he'd like to get into politics, too. So maybe he's got, you know, some point of view to get across.
I want to thank you for being here every day for the last week. I know, you know, you come from a distance to be here, and you know, right now.
And I've enjoyed it being here every day.
Awesome, awesome. We look forward to you being here every day afterwards as well. And like I said, you know, we're gonna keep bringing you to talk shit. We're only gonna get better and better and better as we talk more shit. So. With that said, we've got about 1 minute and 41 seconds left. I've got something that I could throw up real quick here, or we could just, you know, stretch it out for 1 minute and 40 seconds. I think we can handle it for 1 minute and 40 seconds.
1 minute and 40 seconds. You know, and sometimes that minute just like goes by so slow. It's not like when you're trying to do something in a minute and it goes by tick, 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 tick. You're trying to stretch a minute out.
There's been a few times
it goes by tick, tick.
There's been a few
tick,
times where
tick.
I've been in this situation. I'm like, oh, we only got this amount of time, and then we just get on some subject, and I'm like, oh shit, we gotta go, and I gotta hit end with no ending music.
No
it's
ending.
Just
it's just like
end the show. Yep. All right, we're out of here. Click. Yeah, I hate doing that too. I hate having to end the show like that. But you know, shit happens. Look, what are you gonna do? You know, nobody's perfect. Yeah. Anyway, we are out of here now. And again, thank everybody for listening. Thanks you for being here. Thanks for all the support we get. And everybody have a good weekend. We will talk to you Monday.
On Monday.